I am sorry. Are you okay?
Podcast is intended for mature audiences. The views and opinions expressed are those of the panelists and do not reflect in any way those of the podcast partners, sponsors, or affiliates. Enjoy.
Hi, this is Michael Buffer, and you're listening to the Voice of the People. Let's get ready for Boxing Voice.
Every day I'm hustling, 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 hustling. Every day I'm hustling, every day I'm hustling, every day I'm hustling, every day I'm hustling.
BoxingVoice.com. All the guys want, I want what Mayweather got. I want what Mayweather got. You done bust your ass like Mayweather. I was trying to fight every fighter. I sacrificed a lot
DVLC Productions
to get to where I got to.
What do you bring to the table?
Let's get this on. Let's do it.
Well, it's like this. Wait.
All right, that's it. Hold on. Bernard, everybody calm down.
Man, you know how these bitches is in the sport. Total disrespect. Kid has no class, no style at all. I sacrificed a lot.
BoxingVoice.com
to get to where I got to.
BoxingVoice.com. What up? Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to our second edition of the Boxing Voice Radio. We got a jam-packed show for you today. We're going to have former world champion Regis Prograis on the program in about 20 minutes or so. We're also going to have two other big guests on the show. You might want to stick around. It's about to go down over here on TBV. Let me tell you, ladies and gents, we should be having WBC champion in the 160-pound division, Carlos Adames, on this evening at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So don't forget to tune in for that one. And we'll also be having another special guest on the program. So if you guys want to ask any of our guests a question, now is the time to head on over to our Patreon page or our YouTube memberships, where you can drop all our respective guests a question. No different today, big, little, small. We interview them all. The last guest is, I'm trying to find his name because I know I don't want to butcher the last name. It's like Lator, I believe. Scrolling, there it is. Peter Lator. Or Latori. I don't know. We'll find out. But he's going to be on the show. So if you want to ask him a question, head on over to our Patreon page. Head on over to our YouTube members, and you can drop all our guests a question. We're going to have three big guests today. Plus, we're taking calls, and we're going to be talking previews and predictions for this weekend's fights. We got a couple events taking place. Obviously, April 25th, Long Beach, California. That's Friday, live on DAZN. Eric Tudor versus Kevin Johnson in an 8-round welterweight scrizzy scrap. Johnson, a tough veteran, been doing this for a while. In with the best of them. Just lost to, I believe, Kelvin Davis. So, he's out here trying to get it back. He's on a 3-fight losing streak, but they're all by decision. This guy is quality rounds, right? He went 10 rounds with Christian Baez, 8 rounds with Kelvin Davis, 8 rounds with Isaiah Johnson, right? So his last 3 opponents are 50-2. Am I doing that right? Let me see. 40-2. All right. So okay, so it is Latori. Latori. It is Latori. Peter Latori will be on the show. We got that squared away. We're also taking callers and we're talking previews and predictions. Like I said, we got this DAZN card on Friday with Eric Tudor and Kevin Johnson in the welterweight division 8-round fight. Kevin, a tough vet, coming off of 3 losses, all the losses by unanimous decision. So, you got to be able to beat him or stop him in order to beat him, right? You got to be able to get points racked up. On the undercard, you got Ricardo Sonny Robedelo. He's taking on Deontay Ettori, and that is a junior welterweight scrap. On the undercard of that, Javier Meza versus Luciano Ramos, Roy Caño versus Larry Serrano Romero, and Danilo Diaz versus Giovanni Gonzalez, 4-round fight. So you got 2 8-rounders and 3 4-rounders. The main event is probably the best thing on this Golden Boy on DAZN card, right? Eric Tudor and Kevin Johnson. This is your best fight right here. Everything else, if you have time, then you watch these guys. But the main event is what we're here to do. We're here to see that. Outside of that, we also have another card to preview and predict, which is the Black Prime Ashton Sylve versus Nicolas Polanco, my Dominican brethren, card. Amado Vargas is on the undercard versus Angel Luna. And that's about all the names that we know on that card. Now, this, we know Jason Velez. Let's make sure it's the right Jason Velez, which means, Javon Campbell, a.k.a. Woodha, will be taking a step up. Looks like it's that Jason Velez. On BoxRec, it does have Campbell. Campbell should be Woodha, and that's who he is. Let's see, can he pick up the win? This is a step up for Campbell without a doubt. I know some of you might think that Velez is washed, but we will have to see because, once again, this is a step up for Campbell. Now, I mean, Velez has been on a huge losing streak. He's not being stopped, though. You gotta be somebody. Albert Bell is a somebody. Giovanni Marquez is a somebody, and he didn't stop him. He's still durable, but he's coming off of a bunch of losses, So when is that armor going to have a chink in it? I don't know. Will it be potentially on fight night? Quite possibly. Quite possibly. Moving on, sticking with our schedule, Amber Summers is on this card as well. And she's been doing her thing for some time. And she's now going to get this opportunity on this card. So we're going to go ahead and try and check her out and see how good she performs. She fought on TCL in the past in the super flyweight division. She is 5-0 with 5 KOs at the time. That was last year. And, we can show you this little clip of her. But I'm trying to find her Instagram, bro. It's crazy. I can't find that. But whatever. I'll show you this little clip of her on TCL. She's going to be on the card as well. So that is your previews and predictions for this weekend's, fights. You got your Friday fight, and you got your Atlanta Black Prime April 26th Saturday fight. We still got some other fights we got to preview and predict, but we're leaving that for later on in the week. Right now, this looks to be, one of the television picks of the week, right? Ashton Sylve, he's television friendly. Amado Vargas, he's television friendly. Javon Campbell, he's also worth watching. When you consider this weekend, there's not a lot of boxing out there, big name boxing, outside of your DAZN pay-per-view with Conor Benn and Chris Eubank. Other than that, there's not a lot of big-time boxing. And if you do want it, it's going to be on DAZN with Ashton Sylve or Friday, Golden Boy Promotions, Eric Tudor and Kevin Johnson. Now, these are this weekend's fights. Tudor, I'm going to lean the over. I don't know that Johnson can get the win. He hasn't gotten one of those in a long time. Tudor, not the biggest of punchers, but a decent puncher, has some pop. He's coming in at a 58% knockout ratio. The fight before last, he did get a stoppage in one. After that, he had a 10-round decision, and before that, an 8-round decision. Now, keep in mind, he was outboxed to Jose Luis Sanchez at the Cosmopolitan. So, that's what Johnson does best, is box. He's usually outgunned. We'll see, can he get an upset win? We know Johnson, so I'm going to be leaning Johnson in this one. But again, he's in an uphill battle, having come off of, so many losses at the moment. He's coming off of 3 straight losses. And I'm going to be picking Ashton Sylve as well. Okay. Stick Talk told me check Facebook Messenger. Let's see what we got. Yeah, I haven't seen anything. Where'd he send it? Maybe he put it in the Border Wars chat. I don't know. But if you're watching this on YouTube, don't forget to hit that thumbs up. It's going to help with the visibility of the show. It's going to put this episode in the eyes of boxing fans that you can help put this episode in the eyes of boxing fans that haven't called in yet. Maybe haven't even found us yet, man. And only you can help with that. Now, remember, we do got to get some fan interaction. We need about another 15 or so minutes before we get our first guest, Regis Prograis. And if you want to ask Regis a question, you know what to do. Head on over to our Patreon page. Go ahead and drop him a question. And, yeah, first come, first serve basis, of course. All right, let's see. Regis said he's ready for 6:30. All right, so he should be coming on. He'll be the first one of the day. do me a favor, and if you haven't already shared this episode, go ahead and do so we can get some visibility on this particular episode, since we're going to be having, former champ Regis Prograis and obviously current champ Carlos Adames. Yes, sir. We are taking callers. Phone lines are open for anybody that wants to call in and voice their opinion right here. Voice of the People hotline. I'm just sending these links to Regis. And if you're watching this on YouTube, go ahead and hit that thumbs up. It's going to help with the visibility of the show. It's going to put this episode in the eyes of boxing fans that haven't found us yet. Don't know we do this many interviews. We got Quest in Virginia. What up?
Yo,
Yo.
what's good? What's good? Shout out Ness, bro. Doing the 3 shows a day, putting the Border War show. Yeah, man. Yeah. Shout out to Regis and Carlos Adames. Carlos Adames. I just now tuned into bro. His Hamza fight. I think dude showed a lot of boxing skill in that fight. It's sad the way it ended. A lot of controversy. But I do think he's the best. What are you, 160 pounder? I think he is the best 160 pounder right now. So Ashton Sylve, I'm glad he's getting back in the ring after the knockout. People after losses, I think handling your loss. I think if you show that you can handle your loss better than you can handle your win, I give people respect for that. People like David Morrell, Ashton Sylve, who else just got like a big loss? What's that one dude that Terrence Crawford fought? I forgot his name. He just lost. He was a champion. He only had like 10 fights though.
Israel
I'm a dream on.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Guys like that who loses and get right back in the ring immediately, I respect that. I respect that more than guys who win and then only fight like once a year. If you can lose and then get back in there immediately and then try to right your wrong, I give you a lot of props, man, because it's not easy to overcome losses. I think you show that you have that grind, and if you lose, just get back in there and prove and watch that taste out people's mouths. I want Errol Spence to get in there again after losing, because people only remember you after your last performance. So you're only good as your last performance, as they said. So I don't really know Kevin Johnson like that. I heard him when he fought Kelvin Davis, one of the Keyshawn brothers. Man, he got like 5 losses right now. I just don't think he's that good. I just think he's like, I wouldn't even put him in the gatekeeper category. I don't even think he's that. But it should be a good scrap. I don't really know his opponent. But yeah, man, I just want to call in. I know you got some guests popping up to keep the show going before the guests get on. I know Regis. I know he lost his last couple fights. Man, my advice to him: get back in there, man. Ain't nothing better than a person who can overcome adversity. Not just in fights, but just in life. Period. You lose, get back in there and brush it off, man. But yeah, shout out you, Ness. Good show, man. Good Border War show earlier. James Benitez. We even know if that's his real name or not. Who knows? But yeah, man. Shout out you, Ness. I'm out.
All right, champ. Appreciate you tapping in. If you want to call in, you could do the same. Voice your opinion right here. Voice of the People hotline. We got a couple minutes before we get Regis Prograis on the program. So if you haven't already hit that thumbs up, go ahead and do so. That's free. Costs you nothing. But you're going to help with the visibility, man. We're trying to make sure that this YouTube channel and podcast keeps in the algorithm so that it's easier to find by other boxing fans that just don't know this is what we do every single day. Phone lines are open if you want to call in. We do have another few minutes before Regis jumps on. Link is sent, so we should be good. I'm pulling up his posts on Patreon. You know, that's buried. But I got the YouTube members one available. So we're going to be trying to get to as many of those as possible, because obviously this has been out for a while. Long time coming, this interview. That's like the Michaela Mayer post, man. It's been out since before I think she won the fight. You know, show business. That's the frustrating part of show business. But still working on Michaela. I just sent her some new times. Hopefully she can agree to some of those times and we can get her on. You know, specifically since we just had Alicia Bumgarner talking up the rematch. You know, I found that link for Regis. This is the Patreon link. YouTube doesn't give us the ability to share the, live link from YouTube members for whatever reason. Don't ask me. But nonetheless, I will share this live link in the live chat for Patreon. We got the Nigerian Nightmare says, salute the boxing voice and the community. What is good, man? Obviously, life is great. Shout out to the squad for rocking out. Let me double check my messages here with Adamus, make sure we good. And just waiting on Regis, man. If you want to call in the meantime, feel free. We got about 1 or 2 minutes left before he actually jumps on. I don't know if you guys seen that wrestling with Shannon Sharp and Terrence Bud Crawford. That's probably worth a little watch, man. You know, Terrence, while he was trying, I don't know, man. I felt like maybe he could not get the better of Mr. Shay. Yeah, you know, we were all kind of just expecting Terrence to turn it up and, you know, maybe show those wrestling background, but yeah, not sure that really came up. Shay's a very strong guy, bro. Very strong guy. Very strong guy, man. Up, there we go. It's the champ. What's going on, champ? How are you?
I'm chilling, brother. What's up with him?
Oh man, can't complain. Happy to have you. Yeah, man. How have you been since your last fight, man? What's new for Regis Prograis?
Honestly, bro, I just do a lot of business stuff. I keep busy. Outside the ring, I just do a lot. I do more real estate than anything, and just being with my kids, and I continue training every day. That's the main thing. I stay active. I wake up. I make sure I read. I make sure I train, and then of course getting back healthy again. That's the main thing. I do want to fight again, but I got to get healthy. But I'm pretty much damn near 100%, so I'm good. So I'm ready to go.
When you say get back healthy, what exactly was wrong with you? Just so we know what sort of illnesses or troubles you were facing.
It was just my neck. I hurt my neck. I hurt my neck in training, and yeah, the main thing I hurt my neck. And first off, it happened in training. A lot of people, I fell at home and made it way worse. But I mean, everybody thought I fell, and that's what made it bad. Now it was a training injury, and then I fell, and then it made it way worse. And I think it could have been better if it would have been farther out. But like when I messed myself up at my house, it was literally like 2 weeks away from the fight. It was so. That's when I really had to pull out from the fight. And I still was trying to fight and shit like that, but my doctor was like, hell no. I was like, bro, I'm supposed to fight next week. And he was like, bro, ain't no way you could do that. So it was a pinched nerve in my neck, and people were saying my shoulder. Obviously, the neck, it kind of go to your shoulder, your traps, the whole left side. So that's kind of what happened.
Now, how devastating was that for you to put in all that time, train, and not be able to get that fight, I guess,
I
done?
mean, right? I mean, it sucked, bro, because I literally did a whole training camp. Like I did about an 8-week training camp, and yeah, so we did not 8 weeks, but 6 weeks, and then I had to call it off after 6 weeks. So we did damn near the whole training camp was damn near done. Like I did all the work, everything, bro. I was on diet, I did everything, and that's when that happened. You know what I'm saying? And like when something like that, I was still trying to fight, I was still trying to spar, because so what happened was when the fail happened at my house, it was on a this was like on a Saturday night, and this was like I said 2 weeks away from the fight. And on Monday, I had to be at the gym. I still was trying to spar. My coach was like, hell no. So I went to the doctor that Tuesday. I still can run and stuff. I can still feel it, but I still ran on Tuesday morning. Then after that, I went to the doctor, and the doctor was like, bro, absolutely not. You can't do it. So, I mean, it sucked, but I literally did a whole training camp. But at the same time, I mean, it is what it is. You know, we fighters, and we get injured, and shit, sometimes you can't control it. That's what it is.
Now, has there been any guarantee or anything from Golden Boy saying that once you're healthy, they'll run that squabble back with Oscar Duarte and yourself, or is it a thing where you just got to get back healthy and show them you're ready?
I think saying that, like the latter. I think I just got to get back healthy and show I'm ready and stuff like that, because it was the main event. I had to pull out 2 weeks before the fight, so I think right now it won't be no trust on my side, because it was like I was the whole main event, and we really could have. And if they couldn't find nobody, it would have canceled the whole card. So I think that right now they kind of want me back healthy and just kind of see see how I'm gonna react to things, and then we'll see what's gonna happen from there.
And are you contractually obligated to Matchroom or Golden Boy at the moment?
I'm Golden Boy now. Right now, Golden Boy.
Okay, well, that's a good thing because, at least you're still with a promoter so you can get a return fight. Has your
Right.
doctor given you a month where you'll be cleared to fight?
Well, from the injury, they said about 2 months, and so it been that time. It been around that time since then. And I went to Vegas and I trained out there and I sparred, and it was cool. Nothing happened. I mean, I was really kind of worried about. I mean, no, I wasn't worried, but I think a lot of people was worried about it. But I sparred, and I mean, I got hit and it was fine. I didn't feel nothing, so I feel like I'm good. And I did a lot of rehab. I was going to different cities doing a lot of different rehab and stuff like that. I did some stuff of course, in Houston, New Orleans, Vegas. I just went to different doctors and stuff and did a bunch of rehab stuff. And I think the main thing was it wasn't really just the rehab. It was just like the rest, like having that rest period off, and just kind of getting it stronger without getting hit. And I feel like I'm good now.
So I obviously follow you on all forms of social media, but I feel like you've been more active, or maybe it's I click my notifications, but I feel like I'm getting more videos from you on TikTok. Would you say you picked up your activity on TikTok, or I'm just late to the party?
I think I picked it up on TikTok because what I did on that, I erased TikTok, and then my wife started getting on there, and so I just kind of just picked it up on TikTok more. It's all the same stuff. I mean, I got so many different forms of social media, so really whatever I post is gonna be on everything. But I think you probably get the notifications on TikTok.
Yeah, no, the algorithm certainly pushing me a TikTok. It's been entertaining, so I got a few questions from it. I'll
Hmm.
keep it boxing before we get to the vacation. Obviously, you showed your 2 or 3 day weight cut where you lost about 11 pounds.
Right.
Um, what specifically was that for? Since you're not training for a fight, why did you want to lose that much weight in one shot? And has that weight come back on, or have you been able to keep it off?
Yeah, well, I really saw. I mean, I saw some comments. People were saying I was that big. Honestly, bro, I walk around about 158, 159. So what I usually just do it. I didn't do it for no reason. I only just do it just to do it. It's a health reason. Just to like kind of reset my body. I don't do it for weight, for no weight, to lose weight and stuff like that. I usually walk around no more than 160. I was that big because literally right before I did that fast, I ate a whole box of pizza. So I did that. I literally did it on purpose, and then because I knew I was about to fast for 2 or 3 days, so I was like, all right, let me just eat as much as I could, and of course, and I drank water and stuff, so I blew up and stuff. But I don't never out of camp I always kind of do that. That's something I always do. I just fast. First off, it was like just to reset your body, and then like kind of reset your mind, give you more clarity and stuff like that, and just it's more of a it's like a sacrifice type of thing. So now I don't do it for no weight reasons or nothing like that. Nah, because I don't walk around that big anyway. I just did it. I only just fast every night. I might just fast just when I feel if I feel like I've been eating bullshit, then I'll just be like, I'll fast or whatever. Cause I just do it.
And it doesn't just come back on, like, because you fasted, you didn't eat for however many days, you lost that weight, but when you finally eat, does it just jump back on or no?
No, I don't get. That's what I'm saying. I don't get that big. I only did that. I ate like I said, I ate a whole box of pizza just because I knew I was about to fast. So I kind of stuffed my body a lot because I knew I wasn't about to eat for 2 days. So I just stuffed my body and just got real big. But now I don't walk around. I never walk around that big. I'm never really over 160. 161 is probably the most I get.
I want to take you back to a time when you were undefeated. Was there ever a time? I know you and Bud seen each other already face to face, but was
hmm
there ever a time that you thought he should have gave you that fight after he undisputed with Undango?
Oh yeah, for sure. But he was going up. At the time I was because I remember when I was coming up after I beat Undango, because I stopped him around, but that's kind of when I started getting on the map. I stopped him around before, he did. He stopped him in third, and I stopped him in the second. And that was the next fight. That was the next fight right after that. And I called him out, and I called Adrian Brown out. That's when there was I wasn't on the map yet. That's when there was the top dogs around 140, 147. But I thought that I should have fought Bud, but at the same time, he was going up. He was done. After you undisputed, it's nothing else kind of really next. So I kind of felt where he was coming from. It's like, man, it's nothing at 140 for what? Why I'm gonna fight you at 140? You still coming up, and I was like the new coming face at 140, and he was like the old face, and the next fight he went to 147.
No, for sure. Now, were you any sort of mandatory or number one ranked at the time, or were
I
you
was ranked. I
just
was number.
one of the
I was
guys in
number
the
one.
division?
I was ranked at number one for Jose Ramirez at the time. When all that when Bud left, bro, everything got shuffled up. Just like every time a fight happens, everything gets shuffled up. All the decks, all the cards get shuffled up. So I was the mandatory for Ramirez, and we literally never fought. And then I went, of course, at that time I went to the tournament, and he stayed out, and he fought. It was so at that time it was two people that went into the tournament and two people that didn't, two champions, and it was it was between me, Josh Taylor, and Relic, and then Ramirez and Hooker, and they fought outside the tournament, and me and Josh Taylor fought inside the tournament. So I think we was, everybody was waiting for Bud at the time, but Bud was he was the king of the division. So, he left. He can kind of control and do what he want.
And you brought up Ramirez as a guy that you never could get a fight with. I remember the Twitter wars between you and his manager, Rick Merrigan.
hmm
Now, fast forward, you fought Haney.
hmm
You didn't get to fight Ramirez. Ramirez is fighting Haney. What's your prediction for that?
I think it's a tough fight for both guys, man. Like as far as mentally, I think Haney should be able to take it because he has fast feet and he should be able to take it. But at the same time, man, Ramirez is. I mean, it really depends on how much he has left. I think the younger slash older Ramirez would have been a better challenge for him. But at the same time, Ramirez starting to get old now. He has more wear and tear on his body right now. But at the same time, Haney took a beating from Ryan last fight, so it'll be interesting. It's really interesting to see what's gonna happen in that fight. Naturally, I will go for Haney. Just because he's younger, I think he's quicker. But he had that stuff from Ryan, and it depends on how he can clear his head from that.
Do you think a fighter takes that type of, those type of punches that Haney took? Can you become, I guess, gun shy? I mean, gun shy is the opposite. Gun shy is you being afraid to throw, but I mean more
hmm
like concerned to be hit. Do you become more concerned now to be hit? Do you question yourself on your punch resistance?
I would think so. I mean, naturally, a fighter would think so, but I think in Haney's mind, the whole the whole drug test thing probably would come up. He probably think that maybe Ryan was cheating and maybe that's why the hook kept landing. So man, it's real interesting to see kind of what's going to happen with that. I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know how Haney's going to react to it. And I don't know how Ramirez is going to react. I mean, Ramirez doesn't have a good hook like Ryan did, but Ramirez does have a pretty good left hook. So it just I don't know, man. It all depends. But then sometimes fighters get after losses, fighters get better. So and both of them are coming off losses. So it all depends, man. Like I said, I think that's gonna be it's really gonna be an interesting fight and see what happens.
Now, I kind of seen something where he said, you know, he had to make some corrections and he wasn't doing things the right way. Does that come as a shock to you? Because obviously you were the fight before, and then the world gave him praise of how good he looked. Did he
Right.
strike you as a fighter that was cutting corners when he fought you, and it just caught up to him in the Ryan fight, how he's making it seem?
I don't think he was cutting corners, man. I just think, I mean, as far as my fight, I think that was the worst I ever looked, and I think that was the best he ever looked. I mean, he was sharp. I mean, I feel like when we fought, you know, he was good, he was sharp, but I mean, I think Ryan just beat him, bro. At the end of the day, you can't, if a fight just beat you, you just gotta take it, and you just gotta roll with the punches. No matter, I don't know if he, you know, nobody knows if he cheated or not. You know, boxing, everybody, we all know boxing is very dirty, and anything can happen with this boxing shit. So with that, man, I wouldn't. I don't think he was. I don't know if he was cutting corners or not. I don't seem like Devin doesn't seem like the type of fighter that would cut corners because you know he grew up in the sport. He grew up around Floyd. He grew up around Zab Judah, and I don't think he's that type of fight, especially on a fight like that so big. But you never know. But at the same time, you know Ryan was in the press conference before that and all that stuff. You know it did seem like Ryan was kind of off. So maybe Devin did take him a little lighter because of what Ryan was saying, all the stuff he was doing, drinking and all kinds of shit like that. So man, you just never know, bro, with this boxing shit.
I got a couple of questions from the people, and then we'll get you out of it. James Valdez, San Antonio, Texas. If you could rewatch any, excuse me, I read that wrong. If you could rematch any loss, which would it be and why?
It'll be Devin fight. It'll be a Devin fight for sure. Just because you know, excuse or not, you know, I just wasn't that night. I definitely wasn't there. So it'll definitely be the Devin fight.
I got Rue in the 504 New Orleans. He says, what's your next move in the sport gonna be?
Trying to get, like I said, for me getting back healthy again. I'm back good, my neck straight and stuff like that. Just to kind of go back and get my feet wet again. You know, I think y'all in Vegas, but yeah, I've been training in Vegas lately and go out there and just kind of just lock in, bro. Like I've been in Texas for a while, and I feel like man, it's time to leave my environment and time to just really lock back in.
Octo says, yo, champ, what's your favorite music artist? And give us one good movie we should watch.
That's a good question. My music artist is Lil Wayne for sure. Always, I grew up around Lil Wayne. I think Lil Wayne the goat. Always, no matter what. The movie to watch, bro, will come up off the top of my head is probably Harlem Nights. I can watch that movie shit every day of the week. Or one, of course. Then you got to go Friday, of course.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with Friday. We got Big Gucci. Hey champ, it's Q from Atlanta. You and Devin have one of the most entertaining rollouts in years. When is your next big fight, and who are the possible opponents?
For me, like I said, not sure, bro. I'm just, get back to it, get back in the ring, get my feet back wet again, and then after that, we'll see where things go. My thing is I want to be a 3-time champion, and so just kind of get back to that, get my feet back wet again, and then after that, shit, it's whoever. But I'm staying at 140.
All right, next one is from Mars from the Lone Star State. Did you watch the Duarte versus Medueno fight? If so, what did you think about both men's performance considering Medueno was a short notice replacement? Would you revisit that fight? Thanks, champ.
Of
Gregory
course, definitely. I ain't gonna lie, bro. I feel like that's an easy work fight for me. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like Duarte is a real easy work fight for me. I definitely still want that fight if I can get it one day. So I didn't watch. I just watched the highlights. That's all. I saw he stopped him, and that's it. But I do feel like, man, DeWalter will be. I'm so mad that I missed out on that fight. I missed out on that money. But at the same time, your health is always more important. So I just had to. Yeah, we'll see.
Dre Day, salute champ. Keep it 100. What's really your problem with Devin Haney?
None. No, I don't got no problem with Devin. Devin actually wrote me on Instagram the other day. He was like, "Blessings, champ," all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? I don't got no problem with Devin. I don't. I mean, as far as personal wise, bro, I don't got no problem, bro. Like people don't realize, bro, that dude, he like a. I think Devin actually a cool. He a good person, bro. He a good dude. You know what I'm saying? I think most of the boxing world don't really accept him just because of he didn't come from where most fighters come from. He came from a privilege. I call him the private school kid. I call him that type of stuff. But I think that a lot of people have a problem with him just because he doesn't come from the typical boxer's background. That's all. But I don't got no problem. We'll of course we'll get into little spats and stuff like that online. But as far as him, bro, I don't got no problem with him, bro. Like I before the fight, man, like we was filming a show called Boxer Wives, and my wife was on it, and the Haney's was that his little Bill was on it with his girl, and my I think my wife still talked to Bill's wife, little Bill's wife, and um Zab Judah was producing the show and all type of stuff, and that's all like people and stuff. So as far as like personal wise, I don't got no problem with them. Of course, boxing wise, we always gonna have a problem with each other, but yeah, personal wise, I don't got no problem with that.
Well, I guess this next one fits. This says, "Hey champ, Frizzy from the UK. Do you want the rematch with the weight cheat, Haney?"
Yeah, for sure. Right, yeah, same thing. Yeah, I said I definitely rematch him. Yeah.
I got Miles in DC. "Hey champ, what exercises do you do? No, excuse me. What exercises do you have to build endurance and muscle? Do you lift weights?"
I start lifting right. I am lifting right now. Now in training camp, I won't be lifting, but right now I did start lifting. Yeah.
I got heavyweight pro fighter, real Jermaine Hewlett. Excuse me. I think it's Howlett though.
hmm
What up, champ? At what point in your career did you seek out sponsorships, and how did you go about doing that? He's 6-0
You
as a pro.
I got you, bro. That's a good question, bro. I mean, listen, as you are independent contractor, so really you got to seek them out your own self. You definitely have to have a team around you, people that do stuff. But if you 6-0, most likely you don't have a strong team. So be your own promoter and seek out your own stuff. And one thing is that'll be real important for you, bro. Take advantage of social media. Learn how to use your camera, learn how to use your phone, and take advantage because like it is about self promotion. I would have been way bigger if I would have learned how to do that earlier. But when I was younger, coming up, I really didn't care about social media. All I care about is fighting. That's it. So, but if I would have cared about social media a lot more, then I could have been, I could have been way bigger. So, yeah, as far as sponsorships, if you don't have people to get it for you, do it yourself. Go to local businesses and just tell them I'm a fighter. Give me a sponsorship.
Speaking of social media, like I said, there was some things I seen. I wanted to talk. You had this one reel. It was like, I guess, your weekend in the Dominican Republic, but your boy was supposed to come, and you guys got to the airport late, so you miss your flight. So you get a new flight, and then y'all go back, and now he wasn't even able to get on the flight. So you spent the whole weekend in DR alone. I'm Dominican, so I could do that. But I'm saying to
Right.
myself, what was Regis doing in DR alone? Like, but
I wasn't
the way
alone.
your video
That's
seemed like it was a reset for you. But tell us about that experience and yeah, man, what happened to your boy?
Man, that's crazy. Are you Dominican? I'm going tomorrow. I'm actually going to DR tomorrow.
What?
Literally
Oh, you
tomorrow. I'm
falling
going
in love
tomorrow.
with it. That's how I am. I got my wife now. We looking for property out there, man. I wanna
I
have a little spot for at least every 3 months to go out there.
right. I'm going tomorrow, bro. But yeah, my little cousin, bro. He young and don't know what the hell he be doing sometimes. So yeah, bro. He got stuck and stuff like that. But it was cool. My cousin actually, one of my cousins from New Orleans, he actually met us out there. He's going tomorrow also. But now I mean, listen, bro. I'm a world traveler and I just like going different places. That was actually my first time in Punta Cana that time, and I'm going again tomorrow. So listen,
Nice.
I know what to get into, just like that. Just say that. I know how to get in. I know how to get in trouble, bro. Easy, really easy. Put it like that.
We got Juan out of Houston. Being that we're getting back to the era where the fans don't care about losses and respecting the violent efforts and appreciating them regardless of judges' outcome, do you feel your resume is more respectable than most since you haven't done any ducking?
I think so. I really think so, bro. Like I be meeting people on the street, bro, and it's like people like, man, you a legend and stuff. And I don't even look at myself like that. You know what I'm saying? But if you look at my resume, bro, I don't duck nobody. I never really duck nobody. I'll fight anybody. You know, I do fight the best. Um, I was I'm a two-time champion, unified champion. So I did all that. I really did all that stuff before. And I'm still getting to I still feel like I'm incomplete right now. Without being a champion again, I still really feel like I'm incomplete. But to answer your question, yeah, I do think people we not in the era no more about the O. You know what I'm saying? I don't think people really care about. People just want to see good fights, and that's what it's. I think that's what it's really about, and that's kind of what boxing is getting back to. I don't think people respect the old like they used to. You know, the Floyd era, it was the old. But now it's like, man, people just want to see good fights, and you gotta realize, man, when you lose a fight, like you kind of just learn from it. You go to the drawing board, you learn from it and get better. And most of all the great fighters, they all lost. You know, you have a few Andre Ward, Floyd, Rocky Marciano. You know, they never lost a fight. You know, cool. But for the most part, man, like all my idols, they all lost fights, and it's all about how they came back. You know, like if you look at it from me, my one of my biggest idols is Roberto Duran, and Roberto Duran lost I don't know how many fights, but people don't even worry about that. They just worry about what he did, and that's the same thing with me, bro. It's not even Holyfield. Same thing. Another one of my idols. You know, Holyfield lost the most. I think the most fights out of any heavyweight champion, but Holyfield is the only four-time heavyweight champion ever. You know, like he's up there. He's actually higher than Muhammad Ali if you think about it. You know, so yeah, bro. I don't really worry about it.
I got Trey. He says, "What up, champ?" Trey from Ventura, California. What is your typical daily routine?
Right now in training camp or out of training camp, in training camp is really damn near training all day, to be honest. You wake up, you train, you go back, take a nap, then you got to train again, then you might eat something like that, chill, and then you got to train again. And it's all spread out. You go to the gym, you got to run, you got to swim, do yoga. Last time I was doing stuff with a neurologist, I was doing all kinds of stuff like that. Right now, it's way more chill right now. I'm not in training camp, but I still keep myself in shape. So right now, today, I just do a lot of push-ups, and I might lift and do my footwork drills, and that's all I'm doing right now.
I got Major Media that says, "Do you think it should be a limit to how much a boxer can rehydrate after weigh-ins?"
It's like yes or no, man. Like sometimes you don't want to restrict them. You know, that's what kind of Tank been doing. Everybody, he suck them down. But the thing is, bro, everybody body is so different. Some people naturally blow up big, and some people don't. I mean, I think it should be, but you don't want that person to not be them at the same time. So that's a really hard question. It's like a yes or no question, to be honest, bro.
All right. Next one is from D in Louisiana. What up, champ? You ever thought about fighting back in Louisiana again? Maybe the Cajun Dome in Lafayette. Also, what do you think of Louisiana's boxing landscape as in amateur pro fight cards?
Louisiana never really been that strong. Well, no, I can't say never, but for the past few years, Louisiana never really been that strong. I actually fought the Cage Dome. I won my first world title at the Cage Dome, so I do plan on coming back one day. But right now, I'm going West Coast, and I'm gonna do my stuff over there. You know, it's kind of less distractions. You know, after I signed with Metro, my first fight was in the Smoothie King Center. It was, a real big deal, but it was so much when you fight at home, it's so many different distractions. It's like, man, it's crazy. So I wouldn't want to do that again right now, but I do feel like it'll happen again.
Next one is from Mr. Benny Hinn. Do you still have the aspirations to do MMA or bare knuckle? If not, can we see you beat Tito Mercado and put the Ragaroo back on top of the 140-pound division?
I don't even know who Tito Mercado is. I think I heard that name. I did hear that name, but I don't know
He
who
with
it really is.
Matchroom.
But okay, he was mad. Yeah, Man, look, at 140, I'm definitely gonna get back to the top again. I don't really have aspirations to do for sure not MMA. Maybe bare knuckle one day, but just it's not for me right now. I still do want to box. I still want to. That's just what I want to do. But yeah, I'll once I like I said get my feedback wet again. It's whoever at 140.
T Mafia, you face some tough competition at 140. How do you mentally reset after a loss, and what changes do you make in training to come back stronger?
The main thing, bro, you gotta go back and reevaluate things. What went wrong? You know, I feel like I got three blemishes on my. I won't say losses. I got three blemishes on my record. You know, with Josh Taylor, I still feel like I won that fight. With Devin, you know, he blew me out, but I was not there for sure. The whole training camp, yeah, I wasn't there, you know, and there was all kinds of stuff that went on in training camp. All the people around me knows, and y'all see in my next book what happened. But with the Catterall fight, bro, like I'm not gonna lie, I was winning that fight so easy, and then I just hurt my ankle. Really, that's it. But I was one of my partners before the fight. He was like, "Bro, this gonna be one of your easiest fights," and I was like, "You think so?" He was like, "Yeah, bro." I got out there, and that fight was so easy, bro. I was just beating him with my jab, moving my feet, beating him with my jab, and then I hurt my ankle, and then it was just all down here. I really couldn't walk, and that's another thing I kind of been rehabbing for a while too, just getting my ankle straight. So yeah, just you see what kind of went wrong and go from there. But I feel like, man, like the fight I really lost was the Devin fight for sure.
All right, next one is Johnny from the Hangout Spot in Florida. What's good, champ? Always been a big fan of yours because you the real one. If there were one fight you go back and do over again, which would it be? You answered that, so we're just going to shout him out.
Devin.
We got
Right.
Starks from London. I remember early in your career, you were vicious. You were a vicious body puncher. If you go back to that style, these fighters will be in big trouble. Do you agree?
I do agree. You know, that's the one thing I have to start doing. Just go back and watch my older fights. You know, a lot of people really not seeing what I did earlier. You know, when I was early in my career, I was stopping everybody. I was just destroying everybody, and I kind of got to go back to that mindset. So that's absolutely true.
All right, and looks like we got Rod, sub champ. What say you about Jose Ramirez ducking you all these years at 140? Who you got, Jose or Devin, at 144-pound catchweight? Snack versus snack. You've answered that. Just wanted to shout him out. I got Dom in the OKC. What's good, champ? Thank you for coming on the Boxing Voice for an interview. My question is, using active current male boxers today, build your ultimate boxer using defense, speed, footwork, power.
No, good question, man. I think, man, first off you got to go with the mindset of Terrence Crawford. Um, the current boxers today, you got to go with the power of Gervonta Davis. Um, I think the technique of maybe somebody like a Inoue. Um, footwork of what's that? What's his name? Usyk. I think the footwork of somebody like Usyk in his boxing IQ also. And who else? And I just like that. I don't know, man. I like that walk 'em down Mexican style like Canelo Alvarez. Yeah.
Ali and Dago, Regis, who are your top three favorite fighters of all time?
Mike Tyson, Duran, Marvin Hagler. Yeah.
I got Darius. Regis, what's good, champ? Hope all is well. Darius Flowers from Minnesota. Question, remembering back to your Super Series championship bout with Taylor, if he would have tested positive, would that have impacted your thoughts on that fight? Like, would you want a rematch? Would you have felt like it would have impacted the fight at that level?
Of course. Yeah, of course. I would want a rematch, and I definitely feel like it would impact it. It sounds like you know something I don't know. It sounds like he knows something I don't know, man. But boxing's dirty. We don't know. But yeah, for sure. If I would have If you, I still felt like I won that fight no matter what. You know, I feel like, man, like at that time, bro, I was running through everybody. I was putting everybody down, and I'm not gonna lie, bro. Like Josh took that shit. I was hitting him with all. I busted his eye open, and I was, and man, we beat the hell out of each other. And I feel like, damn, he stayed up from that shit. But he was man, he was tough as hell for sure.
I got One Way Renzo from Roseville, Georgia. What weight class do you see yourself ending at? I personally want that Josh Taylor rematch. Salute, champ.
I'm staying at 140 my whole career. Unless something big comes up at 147. But I feel like, man, I'm staying at 140. I'm not that big. I know besides the stuff people saw when I did that weight cut, but I walk around under 160 all the time. So I'm staying at one. I feel like I can stay at 140 my whole career. I can still make it. Like I can still make it easy. Not easy, but easy enough to stay at 140. So it doesn't affect my performance. It doesn't affect my body. So I'm staying at 140.
Donald in Baton Rouge. If your boxing career is over, will you do MMA? I've been watching, and by the Baton Rouge make the best. Oh, I guess he meant to say, by the way, Baton Rouge makes the best gumbo.
Ha! I don't know about that, brother. I think New Orleans got y'all. Nah, I'm not doing MMA though. Nah, nah, nah. I ain't letting nobody grab my leg. I tried. Listen, one time after the Devin fight, I was off for about a year, and I tried to do a lot of grappling and stuff. And man, I went and man, I was grappling with this big old white boy, bro. He was like 260, and man, I ain't gonna lie, I was slamming this. I was doing all kinds, grabbing him by the neck, doing all kinds of stuff. But the next day, bro, even that night. Man, I got out of bed and damn near fell just because of my legs. I messed my knees up and shit, so I ain't doing MMA. Nah.
All right. We got Quest in Virginia. What up, champ? Quest from Virginia. Who would you say is the hardest puncher you fought?
Man, I fought a dude in my seventh fight. I forgot his name. Um, the hardest I've been cracked is probably Relic. Relic, one time when I fought for the belt, Relic hit me in the second round. He hit me after the bell. He cracked the hell out of me. That was one of the hardest I ever been hit. And I fought my seventh fight. I fought at like 147, and I remember I dropped the dude. I think his name was Felipe Reyes from Houston, and like I said, he was a big, strong Mexican dude. And I remember in the fight, I dropped him in the first round. He got up, and we fought, and I stopped him in the sixth round. But I don't remember none of the fight. So I feel like that was probably one of the hardest I've been hit.
Toledo Treese, he says, what's your favorite brand of gloves? And if someone made a movie of your life, who would you want to play you?
My favorite brand of gloves right now is either it got to be Rival. I've been going Rival. Rival is amazing. Rival and the Grant gloves, they're amazing. Um, and if somebody played me, it'll probably be my son. Later down, I do feel like I'm gonna have a movie, but I let my son do it. He look just like me. He'll be perfect.
I got Mr. Leon. What businesses are you invested in or out of boxing? If not, what businesses are you interested in getting into?
Right now, real estate, bro. That's the main thing I do right now. A bunch of real estate. I have stocks that I just kind of like real estate. I just kind of like being involved in it, in creating opportunities for different people. Um, it's like creating jobs and you giving people housing. So I do my real estate, but obviously I do have stocks and I don't have to do nothing. This should just make me money just sitting. So I do that. And one thing I do want a gym eventually. I want a gym in New Orleans. I just never got one just because I'm still in my career. I still want to fight, but I feel like once I'm at the end of it, I'll start looking to get my gym in New Orleans.
Last one, champ. Appreciate your time. Manny from Cali. I would still like to see you fight Matias. Is that fight still possible later in the future?
Any fight still possible. If Matias still at 140, I think any fight is still possible. And I still want that fight also one day. So yeah.
I know that was the last one, but since that Matias question came up, you want to give your breakdown of who you think will win Matias versus the Dominican champion WBC, Alberto Puello?
I think Pueblo might beat him. Bro. I never been a big fan of Matias. I'm not gonna lie, bro. He just comes for. He gets hit a lot. If he can't break you down, then it's. But I think Pueblo is big enough. He's not gonna let him break him down. And we saw him get beat. I mean, he got before he was. They call him the whatever they call him, the boogeyman. He already had lost a fight, and then he just lost to damn, what's his name? the dude he just the last loss he just had. I forgot his dude. That was the champion.
Liam Pato.
Power. I was supposed to fight Power, and then he just lost the Power, and Power is smaller, and Power just beat him. You know what I'm saying? So I never really thought that he was. I promise, bro. I never thought that Matias was that good. You know, if you can move your feet and you can hit him at distance, I do think that. Yeah, I feel like Puello. I feel like Puello will beat him.
Champ, I appreciate your time. If you can give out your social media in case anybody is crazy enough not to be following you, but we appreciate you.
Yes, sir. Everything Regis Pro at Twitter, at X is R Prograis. At Instagram is Regis Prograis. At what's that? TikTok is Regis Ruru Prograis. And YouTube, I think official Regis Prograis, something like that. Everything Regis Prograis. You take my Regis Prograis, you'll see it.
All right, champ. Appreciate you, man. Enjoy the rest of your day.
No problem, bro. Have a good one.
You too. There you have it, ladies and gents. Regis Prograis. We going right into overtime, man. We going straight into the next one. We got Peter Lator. He's gonna be on the show as well. I'm kind of tight. Regis ain't put that. He was on the show on his story. You know what I mean? We need that sharing love. Get that show bigger. If you're watching this on YouTube, don't forget to hit that thumbs up. And if you want to drop Peter a question, it's on Patreon. It's also on YouTube. So head on over to YouTube members where you can, drop him a question. If you want to call in, Discord is available. X Space is available while we wait on our guests. And once again, smashing that thumbs up, that's free, man. If you enjoyed that interview, you respect the grind, go ahead and smash that thumbs up. Help me grow. That's all I'm trying to do. That's absolutely free to share the show. Smash them thumbs up. We're just waiting now for our next guest, but we are talking previews and predictions. Eric Tudor taking on Kevin Johnson. I wouldn't necessarily call Kevin a gatekeeper, as a win over Kevin won't necessarily get you a title shot. Usually gatekeeper holds the keys to the gate that is a title shot. So I would say he's more around the, journey level, which is a good step up for a prospect. Any prospect that hasn't yet stepped up. So I like that matchup with Kevin Johnson. I'll be probably watching that live unless the little lady wants to do something. The tough part is the undercards are shit, right? You got like 3-4 rounders that you got to deal with before you get to the second co-main, which is an 8-rounder, and then the main event is a 8-rounder. So it's like hard to do a fight chat for that because it's like, how do you stay focused on those fights that you're probably not feeling? But Two-Tone, the superstar, what it do?
What's cracking?
Chilling. I'm just waiting for this guest to jump on, man. Peter Lator, Johnny from the Hangout Spot, little cousin. And then what we got in another hour, we should be having Carlos Adames. Let me drop him that little message, that hour early reminder. Yo, why you ain't jump on when Regis was here?
I was trying to get my 10,000 steps.
Ooh, I hear that. Peter, what's going on, champ?
What's going on? How you doing? Thank you for having me.
Oh, man, we chilling. Listen, so it's Lator, right?
Yeah, Lator.
Okay. And you Puerto Riqueño?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Born here or over there?
I was born in New York. I'm a New York Rican, but my mom's from
New York Rican.
Yeah.
What part of New York?
I grew up in Elmont, New York, so Long Island, like right outside Jamaica, Queens. Yeah.
Yeah. You up there. You way up there. A little bit different. So what got you into the sport?
I guess boxing, just fighting in general, is something that came natural to me. Growing up fighting, I was in the military, so I was an infantryman in the Marine Corps. So being a quote unquote war fighter was something that was just ingrained in me. I grew up watching war movies.
So did you do any boxing in the military?
Not supervised. Like we would just put on gloves and kind of just like fight in the barracks, or
Yeah,
we'd
no,
be
I
just,
had a co-host that he did the same thing, except because he had connections with boxing already working with me, he got them a ring and like sponsored equipment through Everlast. So yeah, they were
right,
having their own little matches out there too in Afghanistan. But that's dope.
right. Yeah, man. But by the time I was in, the Marine Corps boxing team was disbanded, and then when I got out, the team got put back together. So it's all just God's planning, you know.
Nah, for sure, man, for sure. So what I guess what made you turn professional? Because boxing amateur is one thing, but pro is another. How many amateur fights did you have in total?
I had 26 amateur fights over the course of 2 years competing. So my first year, I had 12 fights, and then I got injured. I was fighting with an injury. I got surgery. I recovered for a year, and then I went back into competition and had 14 fights. I fought in 5 New York State tournaments, one of them being the Golden Gloves. I got silver in 4, gold in 1, and um, after that, I mean, the plan off rip was to go pro. The plan was never to make it to the. I mean, of course, like everyone aspires to go to the Olympics, Team USA, winning nationals, but the plan was to go pro, like off rip.
For sure. So, in the amateurs, what were the, I guess, your contemporaries? Because you're 27 years old. So, what amateurs, named amateurs that we know that you faced?
The main one that I fought, we fought 3 or 4 times. Melvin Martinez, he won the Golden Gloves twice. Um, And yeah, he beat me every single time. But I just wanted to run that back over and over and over again because not that I like losing, but there's just something about learning from that experience that I just kept chasing. Like I just loved I love that underdog. I love just trying to overcome challenges. So Melvin Martinez, besides that, I mean, like big I mean like popular amateur fighters on the national level. I mean, Melvin's probably one of the bigger ones. Rylan Mariki, I fought twice or 3 times. He's also a 2-time Golden Glove. Um, but yeah, I mean, I was coming in around the same time that Dante Lean was coming out. So, but he also fought at 65, and I was fighting at 52 and 56. So we just missed each other.
Mm. So, who were some of your inspirations in the sport?
Um, I mean, I love old school boxing. I mean, the four kings, Marvin Hagler, Roberto Duran, um, you know, Sugar Ray. I also love Julio Cesar Chavez. Of course, OG Mike Tyson. I love Mike Tyson. Right now, the main 2 people that I'm watching consistently is Dimitri Parag and Dimitri Parag. I watch a lot. He beat Danny Jacobs at the
Yeah, I
time.
know. I was waiting for you to stop. Why are you? I mean, he hasn't fought since he beat Daniel Jacobs. He kind of retired with a back injury. What made you want to watch him?
He has a unique style. There's no one that fights like him, and he don't fight like no one. And I hold myself to that standard. Like I never would I emulate other fighters, but I would never be like, oh, I want to fight like this person. I want to fight like this person. Like I want to be able to have someone look at just a silhouette of me fighting and be like, oh, that's Pete Latori. You know what I'm saying? Like I want to be myself. I want to set my own kind of style, you know?
Nah, for sure, for sure. And what would you say that style is for people that haven't, had the chance to see you?
Um, I would say it's a good mixture of kind of like a walk you down kind of Mexican style, but at the same time, so a front foot, like a front middle kind of distance, with defense that leads to offense. So the aggression, but still being defensively responsible. Making people miss, making people pay. And right now, I'm really focused on trying to get that. Trying to focus on outside work, trying to focus on boxing because I want to be able to adapt. I don't want to just be one style. So overall, if I were to have a summarization, it's just an adaptable fighter. If I got to box, I'll box. If I got to sit and bang, I'll sit and bang. So I want to just be able to adapt to anyone.
So how'd you get the name Voodoo?
So it's a little bit of a long story, but basically my grandpa, he passed away in 2009 from something called Agent Orange. He was a Vietnam veteran. And basically, Agent Orange was a chemical warfare technique that was used by the United States in Vietnam. And basically, he got sick from that. But he was a stone cold killer in Vietnam, and he survived a lot of situations that he shouldn't have survived. And his peers started calling him Voodoo, and he was Voodoo Lou, and that's where it kind of originated. And I know Voodoo Pete don't really rhyme as well as Voodoo Lou, but I'm just trying to carry that torch, and I don't know anyone else named Voodoo, so I'm just trying to be one of a kind.
Nah, for sure. Nah, it was definitely an interesting name. That's why, it led to the question.
Hey champ, is Nail Beat, is that your coach?
Yeah, no, yeah, Chanel, that's my mid coach.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah,
How
yeah.
was it?
From New York?
Yeah, Chanel.
Okay. She used to be with what's the two brothers that box with the sister?
Yeah, I know you're talking about. I'm drawing a blank right now.
The Biggs family.
The Biggs, yeah, Biggs.
Yeah. I know Nelly from them. She used to do pad work for them a lot. So wait,
Yeah,
she's
man.
just your pad coach or your full coach?
Nah, so basically, my head coach is Joe Gadesian. And then my assistant head coach is Scott Lopek. And basically, for my pro debut, right before my pro debut, I got connected with Chanel through Isaiah Flattery, my teammate, and Emmanuel Etienne, my other teammate. They both pros, and I started working with Chanel because she brought a different dynamic of boxing to my style and to the camp. She is completely opposite of the way that I was taught how to fight and how to box. So her teachings were challenging to me, and I wanted to be able to adapt to that style too. But overall, like she has that vision. Like I don't know how to explain it. Only other boxing people understand when I say this, but when someone just gets it, when they see something and they know exactly what it is and they know why it's happening and they know how it happened, and other people just aren't able to recognize it, Like when you call some shit in a boxing fight and the person sitting next to you is like, nah, I didn't see that. And then all of a sudden the commentator says it 2-3 seconds later. That's what I'm talking about. She's that kind of person, she gets boxing.
For sure. I got Toledo Treese. He says, have you ever been contacted by Pro Box or Red Owl Boxing? And what are your thoughts on bare knuckle?
I have not been contacted through those two promotions. But I'm open to. I'm open to anything. Bare knuckle. Would I be open to bare knuckle? I mean, if the money's right, but you gotta understand, bare knuckle is brutal, man. And with that shit, like, it's so easy to get cut. I got cut for the first time ever in my last fight, and from a headbutt. So I can only imagine the amount of cuts and shit that would happen in bare knuckle. I mean, it's you're looking at longer recoveries. You're not gonna be able to, like, I bet I've had 4 fights since August of 2024. If you do bare knuckle, you're not gonna be able to fight as often.
Totally agree. Couple more questions from the people. I got question VA. He says, "What's up, champ? What's more important to train, head movement or foot movement?"
I mean, I can't say one's more important than the other. Um, but overall, I mean, you could work on your footwork, but if your head's over your front foot, then you're not really moving what's getting punched. So I would say head movement might be a little bit more important, especially when you're punching. You gotta take your head off the line. But I would say both of them are just as important because if you're moving your feet without moving your head, then you're just as open as moving your head without moving your feet. If that answers the question.
I got Octo that says, "Yo, champ, what's your favorite music artist? And give us one good movie we should watch."
My favorite music artist right now, my Spotify is crazy, bro. I listen to a lot of weird shit. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna have to say Heat Wave, and I listen to
Hey, yo, wait, Heat Wave, bro. That's like way before your time.
I'm an old soul.
Damn, that's crazy. I only know one Heat Wave song anyway. What is it? Always and Forever.
Always and Forever, yeah.
That's the classic.
Yeah.
Shout out to you.
And movie?
Yeah, one good movie we should watch.
Yo, that new movie Sinners with Michael B. Jordan just came out. I watched it last night. It's a pretty valid movie.
Did you think the script was confusing?
A little bit. I didn't. Yeah, it was a little confusing, but at the same time, like, I just be thinking about other shit when I'm when I'm watching movies anyway. So everything is.
Did you enjoy the ending?
Oh yeah. That final. I'm not gonna give any spoilers.
Wait. No. Okay, so let me rephrase it then, because I don't want your mind to go to that. Like, I get there was a final scene, but I mean, did you enjoy the way the movie ended?
Yeah, I enjoyed the movie. I enjoy the way it ended. Okay. I like the way it came full circle.
I got Malcolm in New York City. Italian food, Mexican food, Caribbean food, and Chinese food. You can only eat two the rest of your life. Which one you picking?
Mexican and Italian food. Easy.
I got Major Media. Besides boxing, what are some other sports you are good at?
It's crazy. I played a lot of sports. I've been an athlete all my life. I played football for 13 years, and I was never really good at it. So, boxing was the first thing that I invested time in, and I actually was seeing real results. But besides that, I mean, yeah, I would say football for sure. Maybe it's the only other thing.
All right.
I see on the gram you got the blicky in a couple of pics. Are you a avid blicky shooter? You let the blicky fly?
I mean, we can consider that a sport too. I'm an NRA certified pistol range safety officer. I work as a range safety officer and pistol instructor in the state of New York.
Are you still like in the reserve as well, or no?
Nah. I'm my contract ended in 2019, but basically when I was in my undergraduate studies, I got contacted through one of the veteran advocates at the college I was going to, and the shooting range that I work at now had contacted the veteran advocate and said, hey, if you have any veterans that have infantry experience, we're looking for range safety officers and pistol instructors. So I jumped on it. And I've been working there for about 5 years now. So, I mean, yeah. So to answer the sports question, my hands work and other things work too. You know.
You can shoot. So, champ, this is a good enough job where you're not gonna have that boxer story where it's like, it's hard for you to train because you got to work all these weird shifts and hours. This is a decent paying job and you could focus on training, or you need to, you hope to find a better paying job until boxing kicks off correctly?
What I'm about to say, I'm not looking for no pity. I'm not looking for no sympathy, nothing, right? But my schedule is does not make sense. I'm right now I'm pursuing a dual master's degree in rehabilitation and mental health counseling at Hofstra University. I'm a full-time college student. I've been a full-time college student for the past 4 years, ever since I got out the military. I got my bachelor's degree. I got an associate's at Nassau, a bachelor's degree at Hofstra in psychology, and now I'm pursuing a dual master's. I'm about to be in school till 2027. At the same time, I work part-time at the shooting range. Boxing, I squeeze in. Like, I'm not able to fully commit to boxing because I gotta work. I get paid to go to school. So I still make it work though. There's no excuses. That's what I'm saying. I'm not looking for pity. Everyone has responsibilities. Everyone has their life that they gotta do, you know? But I got a lot going on. So the moment that, you know, I graduate from college, the moment that I possibly get an amazing opportunity, right? If God blesses me, I get an opportunity to fight for big money, and I'm able just to focus on boxing. The potential is limitless, because I'm doing all this with barely time for me to spend with my wife.
Damn, so you're married too?
And I'm married. I ain't got no kids. I got a dog, but
is she a military woman too?
Yeah, she was in the Navy.
Damn.
She was a police officer.
Shout out to y'all, man, because I hear them shits don't normally work. Is everything still good?
Yeah, we definitely had some rough patches, but that's the beauty of life, you know. Her and I, we had a lot of hardship over the past 8 years, but we were able to kind of go our separate ways.
We messy over here. What kind of hardship, man? You ain't break that girl heart, did you?
No.
We
just it's just timing. It's just timing, bro. It's just how life works. We were both at a different point in our lives, and we were able to experience new people, experience different things, and then we found each other, and we said, "I want to do it."
So you took that type of break.
I mean, yeah. I mean, listen, bro. We're
While
growing up.
married though, or before? Like y'all was dating, and then it's like, yo, we gonna take a break. Then it's like, you know what? I see what's out here, but I like what I had. I'm going back to that. You know what? I love you. Let's get married type. Like that?
We were dating on and off from 2017 to 2019. And then we were consistent all the way till 2023, and then we got married in 2023, and we've been staying strong.
Salute, man. Every good man has a good woman behind him, bro. I mean, I'm not saying you can't make it on your own, but you know, a solid woman is gonna help that journey along the way. I'm trying to find a wholesome queen for my co-host here, but he likes Jaguars way too much. And that's a strip club, by the way, not old women. The old women, we call those cougars, you know. But we got a couple more before we cut out. New York Bullet, what up, champ? What's your top 3 fights, not including you look forward to watching as a boxing fan?
Number 1, I really want to see Terrence Crawford and Boots at 147. I also, you just had the champ Regis on. I want to see him with my fellow Puerto Rican, the boogeyman. I got to see him with Matias for sure. And then the top one, my third. I got an old friend, my boy Damian Kaniba.
What?
I want to see him
from Top Rank.
Yeah,
the heavyweight.
Yeah, he used to train. He used to train on my team.
How you know him?
So he got connected through mutual people. He came to my gym. He was training with my coach through Lucas Kaunaki, and I want to see Damian really step up and
through Lucas Kaunaki. Is that Adam's brother?
Yeah.
Okay, small world.
Yeah. So I want to see Damian fight a top 10 dude.
He's got a fight coming up on June 21st. You know that? Okay, you know.
Yeah, Prudential. Yeah. But I think he's ready for that next level, and I want to see him up there. So No one specific, but I want him to prove that he belongs in that at that top level
What's
for
the
sure.
biggest name you've seen him spar?
I mean, not physically seen him spar, but I know that he be working with Zhang,
Yeah,
right?
Zhang, Big Bang Zhang. That's my guy too
Yeah,
from
yeah.
Jersey. All right. Well, that is all the questions, Peter. I do want to thank you for coming on. Were you able to watch the Grand Prix of boxing? The WBC Grand Prix? You didn't see that. Wow.
No.
Who's your manager? Who's your manager?
I'm self-managed right now.
Ah, that's what happened. You should have really. What weight do you fight at?
I
Welterweight,
fight at
though, right?
147. Yeah.
Yeah, you wouldn't have made the cut. You would have had to struggle, sacrifice, not struggle, sacrifice to get to 140. They did have that division. You should look into it because maybe if you reach out to Suleiman, Mauricio, maybe you can be a backup, right? Because their plan isn't for people to not fight. Meaning, if you miss weight, they already have a backup opponent there for them. It's not like someone misses weight and that fight is scratched. But it was a tournament for fighters that were 8 and under, and I think a certain age and under. It was really big. It was beautiful on the zone, 4 days straight, and they'll be back in June, and then the finals are in October. But yeah, man, you should look into it. Self-managed. Ouch. Have you reached out to try to get on some of these boxing insider cards since you're in New York?
We're in talks with them. We're in talks with a lot of promoters in New York and New Jersey and Connecticut. But it's a tough sport, bro. I really didn't have a crazy amateur background. I really didn't have much backing me. In reality, bro, I'm just a no one for right now. But once I get a good opportunity, I'm really gonna turn a lot of heads because the work shows for itself.
For sure. It looks like your cousin sent a question. I don't know where. He's telling me he sent it. I'm looking for it. So give me a second here. Man, so if you're actively managing yourself, how's that? Like when you decide you want to fight, you just start DMing people? Like what is going on?
Right now I've been working with Primetime Promotions. So I've been my pro debut was in Nashville, Tennessee, with Jimmy Adams. So I debuted down there, and then my last 3 fights have been with Primetime Promotions. So I fought in Queens twice, and I fought at the Prudential Center back in February.
Nice.
So I'm in contact with them. We have connections with Star Boxing as well, but we're open to everything.
Don't sign nothing long term with Star, man.
Bro, nah, I'm way I'm way ahead of you on all that.
Yeah, I hope you are. Don't sign nothing long term with Star, man.
Nah, never.
Wait, you brought up Star Boxing, so did you get to spar my boy Rajan Chance?
Nah, I never worked with him.
They pushed him to the April. He was on the April card. They're pushing him to the June card.
Work with him.
Oh, it's your cousin over here.
What up, cuz?
Johnny, you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you guys hear me?
We hear you. I don't know where you put that question, Chant.
Man, I put that question in the post a long time ago when this interview was first announced.
Lies people tell, bro. You put that in the wrong question post. Look, this is a screen share. Look at this.
I'm gonna find it. But you know what?
Now look, here goes a refresh for you, and it's still not gonna be there. See?
That's crazy because when I put it there was only like 2 other comments. But
you put
it doesn't matter.
Place. He put it in the wrong place.
But it doesn't really matter because it wasn't a question, man. It was just a comment, and I just wanted to tell my little cousin that I'm proud of you, man. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of the man that you've become, and despite what Ness was trying to get out of you, you know what I mean? You ain't no dirtbag, Ness. He ain't no dirtbag.
Say he was a dirtbag. Get out of here. This guy.
Ness get a little messy, man. That was funny. We were dying over here. Me and wifey were dying over here. But I am, yo, dude, I'm proud of you, man. I'm proud of you. I'm proud, like I said, I'm proud of the man that you've become. And, the sky's the limit, man. So I want you to keep reaching for the stars, and keep striving for greatness, man. You know what I mean?
I will.
Family
Yeah,
always, man. I just wanted to tell you that. It might be
always.
better just to tell you instead of having Ness read it.
Yeah,
Appreciate you
word.
guys. Thank you.
Peter, man,
Love
we
you, man.
thank you for jumping on. Please give out that social media.
Yeah, so follow me on Instagram, Voodoo Pete, VOODOOPETE, no space. Yeah, shoot me a follow. I try my best to respond to all DMs. If you need any boxing advice, if you want to have a conversation, I'm with all
Oh,
that.
wait, this
So
was you in the Army?
yeah,
Oh, I
I,
thought it
I,
was going
was-
to
I
show
was
all the sparring.
sparring. Yeah, I had a full video of me sparring in the infantry school.
Nice.
Yeah,
Nah, man. Happy to have you on, bro. And look forward to
thank you.
getting you back on when you get another fight.
Absolutely.
A fight, you even hear something about a fight, let us know so we get you on so we can announce it. And yeah, we
Absolutely.
appreciate you, Chuck. We're going to keep following your career.
I appreciate you, man. Thank you for the opportunity. Thank you for having me on this platform. I mean, and in general, on behalf of all the fighters, being able to allow everyone to have a voice beyond just them fighting in a ring, it means a lot. So thank you for doing that.
Nah, you got it, champ. This your home.
Y'all take care.
Salute.
Be safe.
All right. Fellas, what up, though?
What
What
up,
We
up, man?
still
though?
Yo,
got to get a diamonds on, man.
yeah, man. Ness, I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that, man. I hope you guys enjoyed it, man. He's a great kid, man.
Yeah, for
What's
sure.
good, Tone?
Chilling, man. It's cracking out here.
Mm, mm. A lot of shit going on in these streets, man.
I see Devin Haney on a flight to New York.
That's strange. I think they was already there, yo.
Okay, post photo post.
Yeah, I think they was already there, bro.
19 Louis bags. Okay.
I just want to see what's the weather like. I'm with Rolly, man. It's gonna be cold,
Mhm.
man. Hopefully
Yeah,
them
man. It's
lights keep
usually
them
cold.
dudes warm, man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
it's usually cold, man, at this time of the year, man.
Yeah. Nah, I'm
I
not
don't know.
tired at all, Ganja. I'm just hitting up Carlos. You feel me? Trying to get a heads up. I don't want to be waiting till 6 o'clock and then he don't even jump on.
Yeah, man. Uh, Brian Norman going to Japan.
That's what they're looking like. Even though Carl Moretti on Twitter saying, you seen that? I know you seen it.
Everybody be trying to pump fake, B.
I mean, he the VP.
And Billy
I even
Selecki.
seen Tip. I even seen Tip laughing at that shit.
Mm.
Yeah. Moretti was like,
And Billy
he said something
Selecki.
like, send me the file or some shit. Send me the document. Because Brunch Boxing tried to claim that it was signed.
They said send the document.
Moretti did.
Nasty.
I mean,
Nasty.
Brunch Boxing says something like, "Oh, he being told, or he heard it's finalized." So then Moretti quote tweeted him something like, "Oh, send the file if it's true," or some shit like that.
Mm. You see the Shakur interview?
Nah, I seen, I seen. Where is that, yo? I think I got that in a pre-pro. There is a little piece where he goes in on somebody.
Yeah, man. Rockstar Shakur violated Tank Davis. Said he is sensitive. Said why won't they negotiate the fight? He'll take B-side money. He said he just want to squabble, man. He said I'll take B-side money. And he said him and Tank, that's just a nigga that they'll be cool 1 minute, then 1 minute they not cool. So they just not cool. They just can't rock with each other.
Yeah, I want that T.O. fight, man. What was this about? I want that T.O. fight.
7 names that I'm gonna name to you, and what I want to do here, this is a little game. I just want you to give me one word when I mention these 7 names. All right. So the first name I have is Tank Davis.
Short.
Lamont Roach.
Tough.
Keyshawn Davis.
Crazy.
Ryan Garcia.
Good.
Bud Crawford.
Great.
Canelo Alvarez.
Great.
I'm gonna throw one more in there. Teofimo Lopez.
The biggest bitch on the fucking planet. You don't get no bitchier than that bitch.
He came out with a couple more words for that one. He came out with a few.
Yo, where that came from? I know Tio always say he'll never fight him, and but yeah, was it that ugly? Where they calling each other bitches now?
Yeah, so they violate. So violate. Yeah, man.
These guys, man, going back and forth on social media when they should be doing it in the damn ring, man.
That's what I'm trying to say. Like, what did Tio say that was that bad? Anybody remembers?
Well, it had to be all the racial stuff, man.
Oh,
it had to be that.
Okay. No, because
Didn't
it
he say
sounds personal. When you call somebody a bitch, it sounds personal.
Bro, he said Shakur was trying to unalive himself.
What?
Yeah.
Where?
And I forgot the same podcast. The Danza Project. Salute the Danza Project. T.O. interview on there. He said that Shakur Stevenson would try to unalive himself.
Why? You mean if he lost?
Over a loss.
Okay.
No,
okay,
he knows.
Okay.
I gotta watch it for context, but it was something like the man Shakur would unalive himself
if he took the loss, is what he's saying. So
Nah, something else, man. Yeah, man, it's a deeper, darker criminal link.
Talk about Murder Inc. That just establishes a darker, deeper criminal link.
You gotta watch it.
All right, Adames said he good too. So let's send him the link.
Well, if you want me to translate, I'm getting out of here.
Nah, man. Actually, I got 2 translators now.
Okay.
I got 2 translators.
I ain't going front. I've been practicing, but I'm not there yet. I'm nowhere near there yet. Yo, but he talked that real Dominican Spanish, so I would be lost, bro. Like, que lo que? Dímelo.
Yerp.
He talked that Dominican, bro. And they talk really fast.
Yeah.
He went back and forth. Tone, you weren't on the panel that day. He was going back and forth with this dude in Spanish, bro. I had to translate to the chat as best I could. They were just going back and forth. Yeah, man. This shit was crazy, man. The chat didn't know what the hell was going on. And everybody's like, Johnny, what's going on? You need to translate. So I took bits and pieces and I was just typing in the chat.
I gotta hear that.
Oh, that's crazy, bro.
Did you Ness, do you think LeBron should have pressed Kevin Gates?
I don't even know what happened. I was put on to that story this morning when one of y'all said that LeBron said something to Kevin Gates, and I'm like, damn, I wonder what they talking about.
Kevin Gates, rapper from Louisiana. He said he does not like the way LeBron's wife looks at him, that white women look at LeBron better than his wife. Then LeBron on Easter posted a picture of his wife looking at him and said, we don't care what peasants got to say. Then Kevin Gates pulled up to the Lakers game front row.
Front row and did what? Nothing but sit there, pay for that seat for nothing. What happened?
Well, I mean,
Did he do anything?
I mean, LeBron did press Stephen A. Smith. Stephen A. Smith for allegedly violating his son. Don't LeBron got to keep the same energy? Somebody violated your wife?
What did Kevin Gates say about his wife?
You don't look at him like white women look at him.
I mean, how is that violent? He just saying he potentially thinks she don't demonstrate her love, in public, the way he would like.
But then you're talking about my wife. We seen Will Smith smack the shit out of Chris Rock for violating his wife.
Yeah, but his
On the
wife was jumping off, so he was already emotional.
oh,
It was
okay.
like
So
a joke. Like, Will was a joke. He needed to do that to get the jokes to stop.
oh, okay. So we pick and choose then.
No, 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 no. I'm not with the buffoonery. I don't want LeBron to start fighting Kevin Gates at his own basketball game. That's what you wanted?
I mean, he pressed Stephen A. Smith at his own basketball game.
Stephen A. Smith also in his 50s, man.
Yeah, so we pick and choose.
Yeah, LeBron picking and choosing. Why not?
All right.
How big is Kevin Gates? He don't look big to me.
Probably same size Stephen A. Smith.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man.
I mean, both courtside. Both are courtside. I'm saying when you set the precedent of pressing people, like that's your president, right? Or like you pressing. Is that what you do? Like you press Stephen A. Smith, then the man who you dissed on Instagram on Easter pulled up to your game to get pressed and didn't get pressed.
Yeah, yo, reality is though.
You pick and choose. You pick and choose. You choose
Oh.
you choose to go at Clarissa, but stay humble and sweet and respectful with Bumgarner. So it's all good.
Yeah, reality is LeBron's never really been that guy. That whole Stephen A. Smith shit was kind of out of character, man. Who's LeBron ever pressed in his career, man? LeBron's a flopper. He's a flopper, man. Let's just keep it 100. He's one of the reasons why I don't really fuck with basketball no more, man. It's just a different game, man. It's not physical the way it was in the 90s, man. I mean, these guys don't play defense. They complain to the officials, him being one of the most notorious ones. Like, I can't fuck with basketball no more, Tone.
Yeah.
I used to love basketball, bro.
Right
In the
now,
Jordan era.
Like this the only time I watch it. Like this the highest
What,
level.
playoffs?
Yeah, this high level right now. This hot.
Nah, man. I'm not tripping, chat. I'm old. I grew up in a different era, man. Watch 80s and 90s basketball when they actually played half-court defense. They were nobody could come in the middle without getting their head taken off. Now they're jacking up threes, they're dunking all over the place. It's a totally different game, man.
Yeah, man.
In fact, how many teams are in the playoffs now? I bet you there's probably like half the league is in the playoffs now, man. That's how it works now.
I got David Maldonado.
Yo, Nesta, Nasty Nesta Gibbs, Two-Tone the Snake Charmer, and Johnny from the Hangout Spot. Yo, first off, Shakur Stevens is one of my favorite fighters because he skills. He's Puerto Rican, but he be flip-flopping, bro. He got picks. That's what I don't like about him. He's in his emotions right now. Because about 2 years ago, when he was on Mill City's channel, he was getting interviewed by Mill City. And this is back when he was beefing with Devin Haney. He told Mill City Teofimo's a bad man. And then Mill City asked him who wins between Teo and Devin. Shakur picked Teo to beat Devin. He picked Teo to beat Ryan Garcia and knocked Ryan Garcia out. Now all of a sudden Teofimo's a beat. And then dudes get salty because Teo said the N-word, right? But when Ryan Garcia was up there saying way worse than the N-word, him and Keyshawn Davis jumped on the live and they were acting Joe. They were acting Joe and Groupie with Ryan Garcia. You know what I mean? Where Edgar Berlanga be dropping the N-bombs, nobody say nothing to him neither. So I don't respect that. You know what I mean? All of a sudden, Teo's a B. But with Mill City, he was like, nah, that's a bad mother effer. That's a bad mother effer. He'll knock out Ryan Garcia, this and that. But now he's a B. Come on, man. Dudes be hating on Teofimo, man. Teo do it to himself sometimes too, but at the end of the day, if Teo fights Shakur Stevenson, it'll look like Jermaine Ortiz all over again. As soon as he threw that right hand to the stomach, he's going to run out the ring, bro. Dudes don't want no smoker to take over. He chased Terrence Crawford out of 147. Come on, my nigga. You know what I mean? And as far as Two-Tone, you hating on Two-Tone. He deserves to give what's her name props because Bob Gardner carries herself like a queen. You feel me? She's a classy woman. That's a classy Nubian queen right there. Clarissa,
Plenty of people think Clarissa's classy. Plenty of people.
you must be yo. Clarissa carries herself like what society stigmatized, like hood chicks. You know what I'm saying? Like she's the epitome. She carries herself more hood than Remy Ma, and Remy Ma's the one that was doing time for being hood. You feel what I'm saying? Clarissa carries herself more ghetto than her, so we can't even compare that. She always angry. You know, she always with an attitude, always going at people. Like, come on, man.
Why you trying to make her look like the mad black woman, bro?
Because she is, bro. You the only must you must be trying to get an interview because she called you the light skinned hater at one time.
I don't
and now
care.
you trying to be cool.
I don't need her to give me
Come
an
on,
interview to tell the truth.
Still though, you sticking up for her, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. At one time you was telling the truth about her.
I'm telling
the truth. Nah, man. She acted angry, bro. You know what I mean? Even when she took that picture with King Amin, she looked like she didn't even want to be there, bro. She was being like, I don't know, kind of phony, bro. And Two Tone, I don't think you could charm that snake, bro. Straight up and down. I'm sorry, you got game, but I don't think you're gonna charm Clarissa, bro. She probably gonna swing on you. For real, for real.
Yeah.
But yeah, man.
I'm straight on that, man.
Fight week coming up. Fight week next week, man. The Teofimo Lopez takeover main event card.
But it's not your time.
All right,
Ness,
champ. Yo.
Ness, speaking of Clarissa, you didn't see Remy Ma in my likes?
Yeah. You put it in the pre-pro.
Yeah,
What did you put on your story that she seen?
Who? Remy?
Yeah, what did she seen your story? What you put up there?
Oh, I just shared her new song.
Oh, okay.
And I slithered in the DMs.
Okay. You told her about the interview and shit?
Interview with who?
Oh, I thought we was getting her on.
No, I'm trying to get Remy.
That's the interview right there.
Yeah.
Tone. That's the DM. That's the DMs you need to be sliding in right there. I think that's like your speed. You know what I'm saying? Especially with your beef with Clarissa, her. You know what I'm saying? With all the work she had did and everything, you probably enjoyed that work. Yo, what's up? Hey, yo, what's up, Johnny? And what's up, Ness, man? Good evening.
What
But
up?
yo,
What up, James?
shit, man, just another day. Hey, man, good interview from Lil Cuz, man. Yo, I hope he develops to be a good pro, man. So shout out to you, man. Shout out to you. Well,
Thank you, bro.
man,
Appreciate it.
you talking about that basketball shit, man. Like Johnny, man, you're an old nigga at heart for real, man. Like you still like things to be in the good old days. Like the basketball evolved into a better sport, man, with what they doing right now. Just like boxing, with actually how they train. You know, like let's be honest, man. Like we talk about the welterweights are old with the current welterweights, and now like they more skilled, faster, stronger, and everything like that. Like back in the day, it was more rocket sauce. It was very few finesse, but it wasn't all that. Like Brian Norman probably would knock the shit out of Marvin Hagler. But, that's just a fantasy fight in my head, but it is what it
James,
is.
can I ask you a
I just
question?
think, no. This is my call. But so let me get
Okay.
this off. This is my call. But you know what? I want engagement. So go ahead, Johnny.
How old are you?
I'll just fuck with you. Me, I'm 39, bro. 39, bro.
Okay.
39. I'm
Do
born in
you
85.
remember?
I'm born in 85.
Do you remember watching basketball in the early
I
90s?
remember, yes, I do. And I
Okay.
remember Patrick Ewing missing that layup from the free throw line with both knee braces. I remember. I also remember seeing Julius Erving punching the shit out of Larry Bird and making him bleed out the face at the half court line. I remember all that shit. Going
So
back
you
and watching
remember seeing?
hardwood classes.
So you remember seeing a physical game of basketball, right? Defensive sets, guys that actually protected the rim. Jordan in his prime when he used to get murdered, and they had to do all these Jordan rule half court sets.
Look. That's fine and dandy, Johnny. That's fine and dandy, man. But you know what? Them niggas weren't talented. You can't sit here and tell me that a Jeff Hornacek can check LeBron James. Like, let's stop the bullshit. The game has evolved so much better than what it was. Oh yeah. What you got? Another interview coming through? This Adonis?
Hey, okay.
James, you got to come to my channel, man. We got to do this in my channel.
Yeah, that's him.
All right, for sure. Shout out to you. Shout out to the community as always. I'll catch you later.
I'm gonna jump off. So y'all
right.
have yeah.
Carlos, ¿cómo está?
¿Qué tal? ¿Cómo están?
Bien, bien. Estamos esperando a Joel, que es el que va a traducir. Yo le dije que tú estás un poco temprano, so ahora lo más seguro va a estar con nosotros, pero gracias por la oportunidad, obviamente. Y voy a ir traduciendo ya lo que le dije
You may feel
al
like it's your
público.
time.
So basically, I just told him, we're waiting on Joel, who's going to jump on and be the translator. And I thanked him, obviously, for jumping on and giving us the time. Tone, I can translate for you while we wait on the translator, just not to have dead air, man. If you got anything rocking and rolling, look at it.
Oh, salute, champ. I wanted to ask you, do you think Shiraz is gonna go up to 168 and whoop Edgar Berlanga?
So él dice, saludo campeón, quería preguntarte si tú piensas que Hamza Shiraz va a subir a la 168 y le va a ganar a Edgar Berlanga. Pero darle una
Bueno,
pela, en realidad él dijo darle una pela.
saludos, saludos a ustedes. Espero que todos estén bien por allá. Mira, Chiraz es un peleador bastante incómodo, bastante alto, bastante fuerte. Yo pienso que Berlanga tiene un trabajo duro por hacer si él quiere ganar esa noche. Yo pienso que Chiraz tiene mucha posibilidad de ganarle.
Shiraz is going to complicate things for Berlanga. And I'm sorry, I kind of hopped on kind of midway. And that is going to be a tough fight, essentially, is what he said. I hopped in kind of in a mid
Nah,
sentence,
you're
so
good.
I
You're
can't.
good. That was perfect. Joel, ask him, does he think it's going to be tough just from the physicality of Shiraz, or is he saying politically? Because obviously we've seen some political things could have had a role in the decision that he received.
Primeramente, saludo, Carlos, es Bro y Joel que te está traduciendo aquí, de que él manda saludos.
Gracias, gracias.
Él dice que, ok, tú dices que se le va a complicar la pelea a Berlanga. Tú dices que se le va a complicar por el tamaño y lo que él hace físico o por la política.
Bueno, yo pienso que tiene mucho que hacer Berlanga. Shiraz tiene una buena política, también tiene un buen boxeo, también pega bastante fuerte, es un peleador que pega mucho. Entonces, pienso que Berlanga va a tener un grande trabajo.
Yeah, he is positioned politically good, but also this guy hits hard. He's strong, and he has a lot to offer to the table. And so it's not going to be an easy fight for Berlanga.
Just to double down, because I heard him say that, he does hit hard. Ask him, where does he rank amongst the people he's fought? Is he the toughest, the strongest puncher he's faced?
Tú mencionaste que Shiraz pega duro. ¿Dónde tú lo ranqueas de los peleadores que tú pelearon? ¿Es el más que te ha pegado duro o tiene otro que
No,
en
yo
el
pienso
ranking de los...
que el peleador que más duro me ha pegado ha sido de Veranchenko. Para mí, el peleador que más duro me ha pegado ha sido de Veranchenko hasta ahora. El Chirá, digo que el Chirá pega duro porque en todas las peleas sí yo le sentía la mano. Cada vez que pudo alcanzarme, se sentía que tenía potencia.
No, I wouldn't say he's the hardest puncher I had. The guy who hit me the hardest was Devranchenko. But I do say that Shiraz hit hard because when he was able to hit me, I definitely felt the power.
Has he had any contact with, his team or Turkey Al Sheikh? Have they offered him any return fights since that fiasco?
¿Tú has hablado con Turkey o... Hold on one second.
Si tú has hablado con Turkey o tu equipo sobre una pelea o una revancha o algo que ellos piensan hacer por ti sobre esa situación.
No, todavía no hemos hablado del tema. la compañía me ofreció la pelea con Berlanga, me ofrecieron la pelea con Berlanga, yo estaba dispuesto también a cogerla, esa pelea con Berlanga, pero la pelea que estamos tratando de negociar es la pelea contra Johnny Beck, es una pelea que ya hemos avanzado mucho en las negociaciones, estamos negociando, estamos tratando, ellos no han querido aceptar, pero estamos trabajando sobre eso.
No, there hasn't been discussion as far as a rematch or anything. One thing that was discussed was him possibly fighting Berlanga. But, that didn't come to fruition. But now I'm currently negotiating, currently focused on fighting Janabek, but it doesn't look like they want to take that fight.
So you got to double down. He said he accepted. Was it a thing where Belanga had the option of Carlos or Shiraz and chose Shiraz? Why didn't we get the Adames Berlanga, Dominican Puerto Rico? Like, why not?
Ok, tú dices que tú aceptaste la pelea contra Berlanga. Fue una situación que le presentaron a Chiraz y a Adames a Berlanga y él eligió Chiraz, ¿o qué fue que pasó ahí?
Mira, yo no sé realmente qué pasó ahí en la negociación. Si no, Luis de Cuba llama a mi manejador, le dice, mira, Carlos pelea con Berlanga. Y mi manejador le dice, mira, Carlos pelea con quien tú le pongas ahí arriba. Tú me mandas un contrato con Berlanga va a pelear Carlos. Tú me mandas un contrato, una revancha con Chiraz, una revancha va a pelear Carlos. Tú con quien sea que tú me mandes un contrato, Carlos Adame va a pelear con quien sea. Carlos Adame no tiene que. O sea, yo le digo a Carlos Adame pelea con fulano, con ese va a pelear. O sea, yo me dije, Luis de Cuba me dijo que con Berlanga, bueno, yo estaba abierto para las negociaciones con Berlanga. No sé en qué quedó las negociaciones con mi manager y Luis de Cuba.
Okay. Well, Luis de Cuba's contacted my manager and said, "Hey, would Carlos be willing to fight with Berlanga?" My manager's response was, "He'll fight with whatever fighter you put in front of him. If you offer him a contract with Berlanga, and that's who you want us to fight, then that's who we fight. If you offer us a contract with Shiraz, then he'll sign that contract as well."
Does he feel frustrated that the two biggest opportunities they presented him were at weights above? We know that he made it clear he was offered a David Benavidez fight, and David said no because he felt, he would be shamed that he was bringing up Adames. Now we hear he's being offered a Berlanga fight. Is there frustration that these bigger names won't accept him?
Está un poco frustrado que las dos peleas más grandes que te han ofrecido han sido no en tu división. Se escuchó que le ofrecieron una pelea a Benavides, pero él no quiso coger la pelea porque usted pelea en 160 y sabía que los fanáticos no le iban a dar los méritos. Y también ahora te ofrecen una pelea con Berlanga y no se da. ¿Qué tanto te frustra esa situación?
Mira, no me frustra, realmente no me frustra. En mi división, yo empiezo a convertirme en campeón indiscutible de la división de los 160. Yo estoy bien enfocado en la pelea de hacer la pelea con Johnny Beck. La pelea de Berlanga surgió, me la ofrecieron, es como te explico, yo no le digo que no a pelea. Si yo pienso entre manos que Berlanga y Carlos Adames hubiera sido más interesante que Berlanga versus Chiraz. O sea, no hay nada que me diga a mí todo lo contrario. Yo pienso que si fuera ahora mismo el anuncio Berlanga Adames, fuera más interesante los fanáticos verlo que Berlanga Chiraz. A mí me ofrecieron la pelea, yo siempre estoy disponible para pelear, yo me preparo para eso.
Okay. I'm not too frustrated. My goal right now is to become undisputed at 160. So currently I'm focused on trying to get a fight with with Janabek. But a fight with Berlanga was presented to me. I accepted it. And unfortunately it didn't happen, but I'm not frustrated. My focus right now is to try to everything I can do to get that fight happen with Janabek.
Where are those negotiations as far as he know? Is it just him wanting the fight, or are the two teams actually speaking?
Ahora mismo, ¿dónde estamos en la negociación entre tú y Johnny Beck? ¿Es una pelea que tú quieres y ellos no quieren, o una pelea que se está negociando? ¿En
Mira,
qué proceso está?
es una pelea que se está negociando. Lo único que el equipo de Johnny Beck pone mucho pero. O sea, ponen mucha, no, porque espérate, que no, que aquí, que allí. O sea, han puesto mucho pero. Si ponen mucho pero, es porque no quieren hacer la pelea. O sea, yo sé que los fanáticos del boxeo de los 160, de la división de los 160, quieren ver esa pelea entre Gianni Beck y yo. Entonces, él, la compañía de él, su equipo de trabajo pone mucho pero. Yo pienso que para coger una pelea no hay que poner pero, solamente enviar un contrato y firmarla ahí ya.
The
Te
fight, the
fuiste, Joel.
fight is. Oh no, no, ya estoy aquí. No, the fight is currently being negotiated, but they putting a lot of barriers. Every time we seem to be getting close, they go, well, how about this? And no, well, how about that? And it's getting a little frustrating. But currently, right now, that's the situation we're going through.
Let them know we got a couple of questions from the people. Once we're done with that, we'll get them out of there. The first one is coming from Bop. He says, "Don't rematch Shiraz. You will get robbed again. I prefer you to fight
Esta,
Johnny Beck."
esta pregunta viene de los fanáticos. La primera pregunta es, no una pregunta, es un comentario que dice que por favor no le des revancha a Chiraz, que te van a robar otra vez, que ellos, los fanáticos prefieren una pelea con Johnny Beck.
Sí, yo entiendo que sí. Yo pienso que no sería bueno una revancha siempre y cuando no sea ya en Riyadh César. Pero si aquí en Estados Unidos yo le doy la revancha, porque aquí todos somos justos y aquí el que ganó, ganó y el que perdió, perdió. Pienso que una revancha aquí en el territorio americano, yo pienso que para eso yo no tengo problema. Pero es como te digo, yo no le pongo pero a rivales. No, a mí me ofrecen el rival que sea, yo a ese voy a enfrentar.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not opposed to a rematch just as long as it's not in Saudi Arabia. Because if we fight in United States, this will be neutral ground for both of us. If he wins, he'll win. If I win, I'll win. And if a rematch was to be presented, I would like for it to be in the United States.
All right. Next one is from Brandon. Champ, greetings from Cincinnati. We all know that wasn't the decision we expected. But what's next? Rematch Shiraz or unify with Laura and an undisputed fight later? So he's already answered anything that he's already answered, Joel. You don't have to say it. Asks, is he interested in undisputing and a fight with Laura?
Well, he answered earlier before that. That is his goal at 160. So I'll just ask him about the fight with potentially with Laura. Is that fine?
Perfect.
Ok. Están preguntando que tú eres actualmente campeón en la 160 y Johnny Beck tiene 2 títulos, pero también hay otro título con Erislandy Lara. ¿Te interesa una unificación con Erislandy Lara?
No, yo no quiero enfrentar a Lara. Realmente yo no quiero enfrentar a Lara. No es porque le tenga miedo, le tenga respeto, sino porque yo crecí viendo a Lara. Yo era un fanático de Lara, me gusta mucho su boxeo. Aparte somos de la misma compañía, ¿sabes? Compartimos prácticamente lo mismo. O sea, yo no estoy enfocado ahora mismo en enfrentar a Lara.
No, I'm not interested in fighting Lara, and not because I'm scared of him. The reason is coming up, I really admired Lara, and that's not a fight that interests me. On top of that, we're part of the same team, so to be honest, that's not a fight that interests me.
All right, we got Kyle that says, on a scale from 1 to 10, how shocked were you when you heard the decision? We all know you won. Keep working, Dominican flag emoji.
Del 1 al 10, ¿qué tanto tú estabas sorprendido cuando no te dieron la decisión? Una decisión que todos los fanáticos vimos tú como ganador.
Sorprendido, o sea, yo dije, cuando di la decisión empate, yo dije, wow, ¿qué pasó? O sea, yo te voy a decir, yo ni lo creía. Yo dije, bueno, lo dieron equivocado, lo van a repetir de nuevo. Yo pensé que lo iban a repetir de nuevo, o sea, la sorpresa mía fue, wow, ¿qué pasó? O sea, de empate. No había posibilidad de que eso quedara empate. No, en ninguna televisora, en ningún espacio, ningún fanático, nadie que vio esa pelea la vio empate. Solamente los árbitros indecentes que habían ahí, irresponsables, fue que vi en esa pelea de empate.
Yeah, to be honest, my reaction was just like, wow, like, is this really happening? And I honestly at one point thought like, oh, that probably was just a mistake by the announcer. He's probably gonna announce the fight correctly and announce me as the winner. And even if you look at other, people from the television that were scoring the fight, people, other journalists, fans, I haven't seen that one person score the draw or give the favor for Shiraz. So I was just shocked when that decision was announced.
All right. Hey, champ. I'm very disgusted at the way they tried to rob you on the scorecards. I was expecting you to break him down to the body. Would you be willing to rematch him in Saudi, given the fact that you know they will try to rob you on the scorecard? So he answered that. We're just reading it. We're moving to the
Yeah.
next one. Discernment says, hello, champ. Congratulations on your win. That has been unjustly ruled a draw. Will you and your team contest this to be overturned to the commission? Obviously, they didn't do that, but do you want to ask them anyway? Why didn't
Yeah,
they try to
why
go
not?
the commission route?
Usted o tu equipo ha apelado la decisión porque muchos de los fanáticos vieron que fue una ganada robada. ¿Tú has ponido como una querella a la comisión o al CMB?
Mira, yo no lo he hecho, yo directamente no lo he hecho. Yo pienso que es una responsabilidad que le compete a la compañía, mi compañía, mi representación, que me siento un poco desamparado en cuestión de representación cuando se trata de mi compañía. Pienso que mi compañía debería hacer un reclamo en cuestión a esa pelea, porque todo el que estaba ahí, todo el que pudo ver esa pelea y todo lo que pudieron anotar esa pelea, se vio claramente que fue un declaro, un despojo, un robo. Entonces pienso que eso le competía a la compañía, esa responsabilidad de hacer ese reclamo a Mauricio Suleimán como representante del WBC. Debió, ¿me entiendes? También intervenir en cuestión. Pienso que no ha tenido yo el apoyo realmente que me merezco con cuestión en esa pelea.
Me personally, I have not appealed or done anything, but honestly, I don't feel backed or supported by my company. I feel like that's a job for my company to go and appeal or make a fight for me. Also, I didn't feel like Mauricio Suleiman, who is the president of the belt I held, did anything to try to correct this injustice. But yeah, that's more of a question for my team, why they didn't do something, why they didn't support me.
Huang out of Houston, how do you describe the Saudi hospitality, and do you think there will be more PBC fights and fighters on Riyadh season cards?
Eh, ¿Cómo te sentiste, cómo tú sentiste que te recibieron allá en Arabia Saudita? Y si tú esperas que muchos más peleadores que con la compañía de PBC que pelean allá.
Bueno, en cuestión de recibimiento de ellos de allá en particular, yo me sentí muy cómodo, muy acogido, mucho cariño, mucho apoyo. En cuestión, yo sentí un buen apoyo, mucho cariño allá. Lo único inconveniente fue el tema de la salida de aquí, de Las Vegas, pero solamente ese fue el único inconveniente que tuvimos dentro de ese límite, de ese rango. Pienso que en cuestión todo fue súper bien.
The hospitality was fine. I felt supported. I felt welcomed over there. The only problem I had with them was me trying to get into the country. It was a little difficult. They wanted me to get in a certain time. I'm adding that part only because I know the story. So what happened there was they wanted him to leave to get there at a certain date. He wanted to get there a little earlier, so he got held up in the airport. So just for context, so he said, but besides that, he felt welcome and supported over there.
All right, we got Bam Bam. He says, "What's up, champ? Greetings from Chicago. Despite the controversy of the draw, how do you feel regarding the opportunity? And do you see yourself fighting on a Riyadh season event again?"
Ok, entiendo que la decisión que te dieron no fue la decisión correcta, pero ¿cómo tú tendrías la oportunidad de pelear allá y si tú pelearías allá en otra ocasión?
Bueno, me apoyaron, me gustó el trato que me dieron, pero en cuestión de la pelea no pienso que fue lo más justo que hubo. Y por ahora, te voy a decir la verdad, mis opciones no están en volver para allá.
I did feel supported, and I appreciate the opportunity, but I'll be honest. After that, controversial decision, as of right now, I don't plan on going and fighting there. As of right now.
Now, can you just distinguish that there are Riyadh season American events, right? Like for instance, Turkey is going
Oh,
to do the New
okay,
York events.
all right.
Would he be willing to fight on a Turkey card that's in America?
Ok. También Turkey a la Chica hace eventos en Estados Unidos, que entonces tú sería que tú no estás dispuesto a pelear una cartelera de él o no pelear allá en Arabia Saudita.
No, no pelear en Arabia Saudita. No quiero pelear en Arabia Saudita. No, como él el mandatorio ahí, Turki es el que mueve el dinero, es el que mueve los peleadores, es el que mueve todo allá. Yo pienso que los árbitros toman malas decisiones tomando en consideración esa parte de él. Entonces yo pienso que aquí en Estados Unidos todo es, no importa el dinero que tú tengas, lo justo es lo justo.
Ujú. I'll be willing to fight in America if one of his cards. I feel like in Saudi Arabia, he's the guy who's bringing the fighter. He's the guy who's putting up the money. And some judges maybe they taking that into consideration when they're judging. And as opposed to America, you come fight in America, things are a lot more organized and not organized. He didn't say that. Things
Neutral.
are a lot more clear.
I thought he said no neutral.
Oh yeah, they're a lot more neutral as far as the decisions go.
Next one is from Bones13. He says, "Greetings from Fort Worth, Texas. How was it in Saudi? And will you never and you never got sick when you were there? Okay, how was it in Saudi?
Okay.
And you never got sick when you were there? I guess he's
Yeah,
trying to ask, did he get
with
sick while
Floyd.
he was there? Because there was people getting sick, like obviously
Yeah,
Dubois
yeah,
and
yeah,
Floyd
yeah.
Schofield.
Tú estabas allá y mucha gente se enfermaron. ¿Tú nunca te enfermaste allá?
No, no, mi equipo de trabajo siempre tuvimos el cuidado al máximo. Sabíamos el riesgo que corríamos con el combate, sabíamos todos los riesgos que estábamos corriendo, ya todo lo que hubiéramos pasado, ya nosotros tuvimos una alerta. Ya nosotros tomamos todas las precauciones posibles para que no nos sucediera nada y tomar todo. O sea, yo solamente comía lo que se me daba y solamente pues, tenía que venir del equipo de trabajo.
Okay. No, once I saw people start getting sick, me and my team we took a lot of precaution, and the only food I ate was the food my team gave me, and we kind of really protected ourselves of not getting sick out there to make sure everything went right.
He answered this one, so we're just going to read it. He says, great performance, champ. Definitely gained a new fan, and we'll be looking forward to your future bouts. Is there any new challenger you have your eyes on for a big fight? He said Johnny Beck. Next one is from George Foster. Do you think Shiraz can become a world champion?
¿Tú crees que Shiraz tiene el potencial de ser campeón mundial?
Sí, yo pienso que sí. Yo pienso que él lo tiene. Él, le falta madurez, le falta aprender un poco más, pero yo pienso que él tiene el chance de convertirse en campeón del mundo.
Yeah, I actually do think he has the potential of becoming a champion. I think he needs a little bit more maturity, a little bit more experience, but I do think he has the potential.
The next one is just a statement from La Ciencia. He says, "Que lo que manín, te robaron, pero no le pare."
Eso fue un fanático que te manda eso.
Sí, sí, sí.
We got Jonathan Sims in North Carolina. He says, do you think you could have done more to solidify your victory? And what have you learned from this situation moving forward?
¿tú crees que tú podías hacer un chin más para asegurar la decisión? Y también, ¿qué tú aprendiste de esta experiencia?
Mira, hacer más, yo no sé, la única opción de hacer más era noquearlo ahí, que no se podía
Ujú.
noquearlo. ¿Tú me entiendes? O sea, ya yo no, o sea, de lo que tú le puedes exigir a un peleador, ya tú no le puedes exigir más de lo que yo hice. Yo hice todo lo
Ujú.
necesario para ganar mi pelea. Como campeón, yo siempre fui el atacante en la noche entera. Fui quien pegó los mejores golpes. Fui quien siempre impuso el ritmo de la pelea. O sea, yo hice todo completo. O sea, indiscutiblemente la victoria era unánime. O sea, no había duda de ninguna parte. Solamente los jueces irresponsables que tuvieron en el evento fue que lo vieron diferente. Inclusive un juez lo vio ganar a él 115-114. Entonces, pero hay un juez real que lo vio, que vio la pelea real, que lo vio 118-110. O sea, la pelea exactamente pasó igual que como la votó el juez. O sea, ese juez estaba viendo una pelea, pero los otros jueces, no, los otros jueces lo que estaban era mirando el dinero que se iban a ganar en la pelea. Sí.
uh, he said, I really the only thing more I could have done is knock him out. But really, when you look at the fight, I was the one pressuring, coming forward. I was the one who landed the harder punches. I was the one who was making the fight. And if you look at every aspect of boxing, I did everything better. So, to be honest, I can't do much better than that. And like there was even one judge who scored it for Shiraz, and another judge had it 118, 110 for me. So those are the guys that was the one judge who was actually watching the fight, and his scorecard reflected what actually happened in the ring. The other two judges were maybe worrying about the money they were about to make, and that's why they came up with their decision.
Next one is from Rod in LA. De lo mío, I seen that you sparred with Diego Pacheco. What are your thoughts about him, and do you see yourself fighting Pacheco at 168 in the future?
Yo vi que tú hiciste un sparring con Diego Pacheco. Háblanos de ese sparring y también si tú ves una pelea potencialmente contigo y él en el futuro, en la
No sé,
168.
o sea, podemos hablar del presente, no podemos hablar del futuro. Él tiene un largo camino por recoger. Yo también. Es un buen peleador. Es un buen peleador. Fue un sparring hizo un sparring bastante competitivo conmigo. Él aprendió de mí, yo aprendí de él. Es un buen joven y pienso que tiene grande futuro en la 178. Pienso que va a seguir subiendo y yo no tengo tampoco esos planes de seguir subiendo para allá arriba. Pienso que a él le queda mucho futuro por delante y a mí también.
As far as fighting him, yeah, maybe who knows? I can't talk about the future. I can only talk about the present. You never know. I may fight him, but as far as the sparring went, it was good work. There was things I learned from him. There was things he learned from me. Uh, I can see him moving up, and as of right now, I don't have plans to move up, but you never know, And but as far as his talent level, I see him. He has good potential. He has a lot to learn, but he has potential.
Next one is what's going on, champ? Z Pacino here. Just wanted to say I enjoyed watching your great performance over that weekend. What inspired you to pay a tribute to Marvin Hagler with your ring attire?
Disfruté mucho viendo tu pelea. ¿Qué fue que te inspiró a vestirte como Marvin Hagler para tu pelea?
Yo no sé si tú viste la pelea de Marvin Hagler contra, no fue Tommy Hearn, fue el otro, ¿cómo se llama?
Sugar
Bueno,
Ray Leonard.
Sugar Ray.
Leonard, exacto. Yo no sé si tú viste esa pelea, fue algo similar. Marvin Hagler iba contra todos los pronósticos, contra un peleador, contra ese peleador, contra todos los pronósticos. O sea, todo el mundo lo daba por perdedor y acabó ganando la pelea en la noche. Entonces, yo también iba contra todos los pronósticos contra esa pelea también. Entonces, yo me inspiré en esa pelea, en revivir ese momento de que hubiera pasado, traerlo a esta época y por eso tomé la decisión de subir con esos colores de esa pelea.
I'm not sure what fight he's referring to. Is not the Sugar Ray Leonard fight, but he said that uh, that there was one fight Marvin Hagler had that he was looked at as the underdog, and he went and he was against everybody. All the journalists were picking the other fighters, and he ended up winning. And that was the same exact scenario I was going through. Everybody was picking Shiraz to win, and I knew that I wanted to wear that outfit just to show to show my respect toward Marvin Hagler, that I was going through the same thing as far as having all the people pick against me, knowing I was going to win this fight.
I got Mr. Benny Hinn that says, was there anything special about Shiraz? Until he fought you, he seemed to be unstoppable. Brilliant work. You are definitely the top of the 160-pound division.
Tuve algo especial en Shiraz, porque antes de ti, él se vio como un monstruo. Y después de que, como tú lo boxeaste, eh, tú como que lo controlaste. Y también él quería decirte que tú claramente después de esa pelea te pusiste como el mejor 160 de la división.
Bueno, a él lo tenían como el mejor porque todavía no hubiera enfrentado a un Carlos Adame. O sea, yo siempre se lo dije durante la entrevista, durante los cara a cara, durante todo el combate. O sea, enfrentar a Carlos Adame, no enfrentar a cualquier peleador. Estamos diciendo que estamos enfrentando prácticamente a uno de los mejores peleadores del mundo. O sea, si no el mejor del mundo. O sea, me sorprendía cuando lo veía favorito por arriba de mí porque muchos fanáticos, muchas personas no conocen tanto de mi talento. Y yo sé que el talento mío es un talento realmente superior. Entonces, Chiraz es un buen peleador, tiene buen respaldo, tiene un buen respaldo porque tiene el dinero detrás de él. ¿Entiendes? O sea, yo pienso que el dinero abre todas las puertas que se cierran, el dinero la abre. Entonces, hay muchas oportunidades que yo sé que se le van a abrir a él.
Okay. He says, yeah, they had him as one of these killer monsters because he hadn't fought nobody. So that's something I kept telling him. I'm like, yeah, you haven't fought nobody, so he lacked the experience. So, and I also reminded him he hasn't fought Carlos Adames. But I always knew that he's not only fighting one of the best, if not the best 160. He's fighting one of the best fighters in the world. So I knew I was gonna win. And Shiraz is a talented fighter, but he's also very politically connected. He's connected where the money is. So a lot of that is going to go into his favor in regards to decisions and stuff like that. So, but yeah, he's a talented fighter, but we also got to take that into account.
I got Talk Trends. He says, what was it like sparring Bud Crawford? And do you think he can actually be competitive against Canelo?
¿Cómo fue haciendo ese sparring contra Crawford? Y también, si tú crees que él tiene un chance contra el Canelo.
Mira, primero te voy a hablar del sparring. Ese sparring pasó en una época muy atrás. Ya yo tenía dos peleas. Yo tenía nada más solamente dos peleas. Tenía yo en el ámbito profesional. Venía del equipo olímpico amateur. Fue un sparring, imagínate tú, le mostré que yo tenía talento. Ese sparring sucedió fue por el tema de una foto que no quiso, el entrenador no quiso que él se la tomara porque supuestamente él iba a entrenar y yo aproveché que iba a entrenar y hice sparring con él. Los chances contra Canelo, Crawford es un buen peleador, tiene buena defensa, se defiende bien, pega bien, pero lo vimos contra Madrimov, vimos lo que Virgil T le hizo a Madrimov en 154. 168 ya es una división mayor. Yo pienso que mirando desde mi punto de vista, es un riesgo bastante grande, algo que, tú me estás entendiendo, o sea, es todo beneficio para Crawford y nada de beneficio para Canelo. Canelo, acordémonos que tiene la mala racha de que todo el mundo dice que Canelo le gana puro bulto, las peleas todas son arregladas. Entonces, ganarle a un 147 va a ser lo mismo de lo mismo. O sea, igual que cuando le ganó a Charlo, igual cuando le ganó a casi a todo el mundo. Entonces, pienso que Crawford tiene todo que ganar y Canelo todo que perder en esa pelea. Por eso mi opinión es siempre cerrada, ¿me entiendes?
Okay. He says, first I'll talk about the sparring. The sparring happened a long, long time ago. They actually weren't supposed to spar. His trainer didn't want him to spar. And I ended up seeing the opportunity to spar him, and I did. I only had two professional fights at the time. So that's what happened then. As far as the fight with Canelo, Canelo is fighting he's a much bigger fighter. And we saw how Crawford looked in the fight against Madrimov, and then we see what Virgil Ortiz just did to Madrimov. So, although listen, Crawford is a great fighter, great defense, power punching. He has a lot of skills, but he's moving up to 168, and when he's really a 147 pounder, that's just a lot of weight you giving up. And but I also think this is a fight where, Canelo has pretty much is the one. Crawford has the one that's all to gain, and Canelo's the one that has all to lose. Canelo has a reputation of moving up fighters like Charlo and other fights that he's had, and this is just another guy that's doing that. So I think that he's taking a big risk, a risk by fighting a smaller fighter, and I'm assuming, right, and this is me talking. I'm assuming he meant like if he loses, it's more of a bad look, but if he wins, it's like, oh, you beat a small fighter. I think that's where he was going with that.
Tell him that's all the questions, man. We appreciate his time. Just tell him I definitely had him winning. Picked him to win and thought he won and felt horrible that they robbed him from a beautiful opportunity. I hope something great comes from this.
Ok, eso fueron todas las preguntas de los fanáticos. Te quiero dar muchas gracias, Carlos, por estar aquí con nosotros y responderle la pregunta a los fanáticos. También te quiero dejar dicho que entrando a la pelea, yo elegí yo le dije a todo el mundo que tú ibas a ganar. Anoté la pelea como tú como ganador y me sentí malísimo que te robaron la pelea porque yo vi que tú ganaste.
Muchísimas gracias a todos los que se conectaron, pudieron ver la entrevista. Siempre estaré disponible. Cuando quiera, me manda mensaje y yo encantado de conversar con ustedes y a todos los fanáticos que se conectaron y pudieron hacer su pregunta. Nos vemos para la próxima. Hasta el próximo combate.
Carlos, dame una más. Ask him would he mind fighting Demetrius Andrade if they offered him that.
¿Tú estás dispuesto a pelear con Demetrius Andrade si te presentan esa pelea?
Yo, Carlos Adames, quiero decirle, Carlos Adames no tiene la puerta cerrada para nadie. Siempre y cuando haga una buena propuesta, Carlos Adames está ahí para enfrentarlo.
Listen, Carlos Adames doesn't close any door. As long as the money's right, I'm willing to fight anybody.
All right, well, thank you, man. Thank you. Appreciate it. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Muchas gracias y que disfrute tu noche.
Gracias, Carlos. Pasa bueno.
Bye.
Okay.
All right. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Joel, you the man, bro. You are the man. People are praising you in there like, damn, that's way better than Johnny and Ness. Yo, I can't do it. Like, that's why I told Tone, I said, go ahead. While we wait for, Joel, I will translate for you, because if I try to translate for myself, right, I'm listening to his answer. I got to remember that. Then I got to also be thinking in the back of the head, like, what's my next question? It's tough. It's too tough for me.
I've done it before. Hey, yo, and excuse the appearance.
You're good, man. I appreciate you,
I did it because you my man. And I've done the translation. I know how difficult it is. So I just want to, before I go, I want to let all the fans know, man, support Dominican boxing, man. Support it. Because, we the cryptocurrency of boxing right now. Invest in that shit. Tell your friends Rohan Polanco now. Tell your friends about Jan Santana now. So when they blow up, you could be like, yo, I told you about that dude. Now, they don't got to be that you Dominican.
Yo, that's what we got to get next. Rohan, man. Let's get Rohan on here.
Let me know. I do free
especially now that the Brian Norman fight is official. He must be getting something next, too.
He fighting May 4th against Fabian Maidana on the Inoue undercard.
Okay, that's a good squad. That's a good fight.
He's currently ranked number 10 in the WBO. He has the Intercontinental belt. So this will be a defense. So a defense guarantees you move up in the rankings. But yeah, like I said, man, the future, Dominica's gonna run boxing 2-3 years. Mark that. Mark that down, man. We the cryptocurrency of boxing. I'm about to make that a shirt, man. Dominicans, the cryptocurrency of boxing. That's just I got a ring to it. I ain't even gonna lie, man. I ain't even gonna lie. I got a ring to it.
Yo, man, you the man, dog. I appreciate you, man. Thank you so
Yo,
much.
check out my
Yeah, man.
channel,
You
Broadway
already know
Joel,
where they can
Broadway
find
Joel
you at.
podcast. Yeah, Broadway Joel for my Spanish speaking people. That's my channel, and then I got Broadway Joel podcast on YouTube. They both on YouTube. I'm working on getting my podcast on Spotify and Apple and all that stuff. But as of right now, I only got my podcast on YouTube. So Broadway Joel podcast for my English speakers, Broadway Joel for my Spanish speakers.
All right, champ. Well, I appreciate you. And YouTube is not a bad place, man. I forgot what I read, but they just took over as like the #1 spot for podcasts.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know some people like just the audio form, and they're in the gym, they want to throw it on, or they in the car, they want to just listen. So I wanna broaden my horizons and get into that world. So I'm working on that.
All right. Well,
All
all
right, my
right,
man.
champ. To the next one. Thank you. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Broadway Joel. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed all 3 interviews. We banged them out. Um, they piled up on top of us, but we was able to get them all done. We got Matt Bent, $105. Daily dose of Tankwell. Sentence tone for slander. That African queen, Guo. Female Ali, Clarissa, twice gold shields. And we got DJ Double D, $2. Great interview, TBV. Fire emoji. Salute, man. Glad you enjoyed it. Mad Bent back with another 2. Rolly, stopping Ryan. No rematch. Lowe's Nose Boxing, $2. Shakur praise Tio on Mill City. Now he dissing him. DJ Double D, $5. Tell LeBron and Kevin to get their USA boxing books. And they can be the main event on Border Wars. Hell yeah, let's do it. Cliff with the Connecticut counterpunch. I don't see you. Mad Bent with another 2. Daily dose of Tank with 100 lashes for tone. Quote slander. Jerry Soriano, $2. Laughing El Moreno Inc. to help market Afro Latino. Okay.
Yo, shout out to Joel, man. He did all right. He did okay. He did okay. Yo, Ness, he killed it, bro. We would have been struggling. I would have been struggling there. You would have did okay. Nah, you would have did okay. But me, I would have struggled, man. I mean, Dominican Spanish is totally different. But yo, shout out to Joel, man. He hooked you up, man. That was a great interview, man. You working overtime tonight. Shout out to you, champ.
Yes, sir,
Damn.
man. The grind is real. The grind is real.
Yeah,
treat
man.
your
You
first
doing
like
it
your
up.
last and your last like your first.
I've been telling you, man. When I grow up, I want to be like you, bro.
Hey, as long as you love it, you love it.
Oh, I love it. I love it. In fact, hearing Joel, I'm like, yo, I gotta practice, bro. I gotta get this shit right, man.
Yeah, nah, man. Step it up, champ. Step it up.
Nah. Spanish is where it's at, bro.
We got Goku. Are you there? Goku.
What up?
If you're watching this on YouTube, don't forget to hit that thumbs up. It's going to help with the visibility of the show. Goku, you gotta unmute.
You gotta unmute, player. If you're on the line, make sure y'all smash that like button, man.
All right, well, he ain't there. We ain't about to motherfucking rush it. Nest GTO, Instagram, and Twitter. Until the next one, Arriva Dirty, Johnny in a hangout spot. Let them know where to find you.
Y'all already know, man, the Hangout Spot on YouTube. Check me out. We are popping with the interviews, man. Check me out on IG as well. Yo, you know we fam. Appreciate you, Ness. Appreciate the community, man.
Let's do it. Peace.
Peace.